There we go.
Oh, yeah, we don't smoke on screen. So yeah,
Ooh, my bad.
We're not on screen yet.
Oh, okay.
what's the other one?
I moved the bowl over here. Do you want it back?
Yeah, just let
Oh,
me
do you
know.
guys have any soda?
No.
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 Alright.
I haven't opened this yet, man. You want to split it? I'll get you a glass.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
man, that's great.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I'm out.
That's fine. Why I asked.
Yeah, Jay was going to the store, so he asked if I wanted. He's like, oh, I could get a 2-liter soda, but so they didn't have 2 liters. And then a liter of cola on the side of it. What's it called? Movie reference?
I never bother getting the liters.
No.
Basically, just slightly bigger regular bottles.
Yeah, and they always seem to be flat.
Hmm.
Or go flat like almost instantly for some reason.
I have another monster.
Thank you.
Bonus. All right, so are we ready?
I am when you guys are. Hey, did I mention I might get a phone call from my dad at some point? Oh.
Yeah, he let us know.
I'll just have to take that real quick. if it
Yeah,
happens.
he's expecting a phone call. That's all.
Just because it determines where I'm going after the game tonight.
I'm either going home, bringing you home, or going to pick up you after the game.
Sorry, this is
Whatever.
Oh, that's March 3rd.
I got the notification.
Awesome.
I think. Yeah, that's for you.
We have one viewer.
Now you have two.
Yeah.
Well, I
On my screen.
joined.
Oh, yeah, I can watch it. Just watch streaming. I never want to watch.
So, you ready then?
Yep, I'm ready when you guys are.
And we are live. Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to Solar Coalition with our GM Greg. I am Sean, aka K. This is Sam. We have a guest player today who will be joining us shortly. And where we left off last time is, let's see, it's been a while. Real life has been a bitch, man.
Last I remember, you guys had just left Colony 47 after a brief scuffle where one of the...
Where it was an attempted gang hit.
Yeah, there was an attempted gang hit
backwards.
over NPCs that ended with the gang getting murdered.
Yeah.
You guys had to stop for
It was a
repairs.
very quick gang war.
Yeah, it lasted about 20 minutes before you blew the dude's head off.
Yep.
But you guys stopped at Colony for repairs after the Space Pirates. That's all I call them because I forgot the actual group's name. Carved a hole inside your ship to try to do a hostile board takeover.
We aren't really a group much anymore.
That's
That didn't go very well with Space Pirates either, as you and all the NPCs on the ship ganged up on one of the groups, and you just
Got parts.
got the other ones as they were jettisoned from the whole void of space. Last we left off, we were about 4 days out from the next space colony where you guys had to do just a routine stop check. Probably less than 24 hours before you guys got back on the road. You are approaching the halfway point of your journey.
I started at station.
You're approaching the halfway point of interplanetary colony space. At the moment, I'd say you're about a fourth of the way there.
Okay.
Just for reference.
Sure.
On the map,
On the
map, you guys are like here-ish. So,
Okay.
So we've been in transit for how many days?
since you left the last colony, or?
Yeah.
4 days.
Yeah,
you
4
days.
days. It was about a 2-week journey. You guys were about a little over halfway.
So that would be then about 8-9 days.
Yeah.
Travel so far? Okay. That should be more than enough time to set up my channel and all that crap going on.
Yeah, I wanted to open downtime between colonies if there was anything you guys wanted to specifically.
Does the shipment from the solo dealer show up?
Make a roll for it.
We ordered online stuff, and they deliver it via missile.
They
Like
ordered
transport missile, like,
They ordered via Space Amazon.
yeah, basically.
No. You actually get like an email saying that the drone ran into some problems. It's delayed a little bit. I rolled a 4. So.
Well, the difference is problems is either, you know, it is
Delay.
still on delay, or was it shot out of the sky by pirates?
it wasn't shot out of the sky by
Is it delayed or is it permanent delay?
No, it's delayed by a few days.
So just,
And there's also a guarantee from Solo at the very bottom. Like, I take pride in arming my shipment drone missile drones as much as I legally can to ensure that my products get out there into space.
I should look into what those legal regulations are.
It is a mess.
I almost feel like it's gonna get there. It's gonna be a giant, like, you know, Solo box. But why are there 5 missile tubes around the top and then like 2 missile bays at the bottom? It's like that's how it got here.
Why is it missing missiles?
Why are they empty?
That's why the delay was there. But yeah, so you're thinking that the Solo's delivery drone was given the marker for your ship, basically. So if you guys were to like steer off course, it'll just follow. And it's ETA is probably the dock up of your ship, probably in like the last stage of your journey.
Okay.
There's anything else you guys want to do?
So basically for the security team, aka me, Dara, and
Pretty standard on the ship.
the guys, just
You know everyone who's on it.
we're basically just burning time, being there.
The new view screen that they put in to replace the wall that they lost is really nice.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah, we just upgrade when they whipped a hole in it.
It can display things on it, but it can also just work as like a general view screen out of space. So it's nice to just kind of sit and have lunch.
It's kind of why me and Dara are sitting there
Watch the
having
stars
lunch.
go by. It's kind of nice, all things considered. Everything's going relatively well on the ship. Boris is still recovering from getting the shit kicked out of him by space mobsters. Tony's character is still being reclusive because I don't want to do anything with him until he gets back. And yeah. There was anything else you guys wanted to do before potentially landing?
The 7 days is pretty much what would be required for all my paperwork.
Okay.
You're a legitimate new channel now. Yeah, no, as far as it goes, as long as Reynolds and Jenkins are doing fine.
They're doing fine. Jenkins did get a little fucked up in that last fight. He's still got his arm in a sling, but he's good.
Okay.
So the crew was a little battered, but otherwise not too worse for wear.
Oh, and my drones, I finished painting them.
Yeah, they're all painted up, including the one that is...
Tails and Goldie.
Yeah, they're including the bright red one that you put brass knuckles on because it now has a penchant for murder. Alright, so if you guys don't have any other plans...
Yeah, no, I think we're all good. I'll just spend the time doing security checks with my guys and hanging out with Dara and then my kitty.
Oh yeah, the cat with wings, the genetically engineered cat with wings that you just sort of adopted on day 1 of the journey.
And I love him. Yeah, kinda.
It has its run of the ship pretty much.
Yeah, I know.
No one questions how it gets to where it gets to, but sometimes they'll like find... The engineer actually calls you at one point saying he found it in the engine. It wasn't stuck or anything, he just opened up a panel and it was there.
I love my kitty.
Yeah. It's grown a little bigger. Kind of weird.
See, that changes things.
Just a little bit. Not like it's the size of a large dog. No, it's like the size of a large cat.
Okay. So otherwise, everything going good. No issues, no problems. I will reach out to Solar Coalition Command to check if there's any type of static in the areas, any pirate raids in the area, doing any other information. Like I'll use the comms.
At this point in the week, it's standard.
Okay.
Are you checking like daily or just like
Every couple days, every few days.
Are you checking in on like the last day?
Yeah.
Alright then.
Like right before we get there, in case I hear anything about the colony we're heading to. Yeah,
Okay, in that case, on your final day of space travel to Colony 41, which is where you guys are headed, you guys are actually hailed by the coalition. You're called to the bridge.
I thought we were starting off a halfway through the trip.
Yeah. You guys didn't have anything to do with
Okay.
So,
Speed
with no other plans for the week, I just figured I'd say that.
Okay.
So,
My only other plans would have been for the last part of it would be Red and at the new station. Are they setting up a fight?
You haven't heard back anything yet. It seems like the station is considerably smaller than the last one. There might not be anyone there.
Okay.
It is the off season for the mech fight tournament as is.
So a lot of the workers may not be.
Yeah.
But final day of the journey, you guys are probably about, I'd say, 12 hours out from Colony 41. You can see it in the distance. It's supposedly somewhat of a smaller colony, but you do see like a lot of indicators throughout space that things are busier, that people have lights.
Okay. So
you do see a lot of lights around it.
Can I make a
You're still a good distance away.
Okay.
They look like basically.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering if I knew what kind of industry this out colony was. Is it a
Come on,
mining?
history check.
That was just my thing because I must have gone through it at some point. That's a 9 plus 3, 12.
You know that this one's more spaceport than it is city. Thus far, all the ones you've hit have been like massive colony cities that also
This is
spaceport. This is mainly a spaceport
Gotcha.
that has like accommodations for workers and people who need to stay overnight. It's a lot more like there's a lot more of like kind of surrounding little like personal stations basically. That's something that a lot of rich people like to do is rather than living in a colony, they'll buy themselves like a little house-sized space. It's basically a cluster.
It's like DS9. It's like DS9.
If it was more spaced out, yeah, kinda.
So there's like a lot of independent crafts that act as basically mobile homes, but in space.
Okay. So that's what I.
That's probably a lot of it, but it is weird that such a small colony you're seeing it so bright from out here. So they either must be really busy or something's up. And as you are hailed on the final day of your journey,
we'll find out which it is.
So you're called to the bridge by the captain.
Alright, I immediately headed over to the bridge.
Yep, you can pick up the communications. So there's like a. It's basically a phone. You just pick up off the center console. Like a Coalition vessel anchor. This is interplanetary colony. This is interplanetary colony command. We've been trying to reach you for the past 3 hours, but radio signals have been spotty. I think something's maybe going on in your area in regards to all the different satellite routes.
Sergeant Major Ron was reporting. Requesting mission parameters.
You're to continue forwards unless you receive requests to divert. We've seen we've seen issues with our communications across the board. We haven't received any word from Colony 41 in a few hours. However, the problem could be big, it could be small. We have no way of telling. Proceed with caution, but continue to proceed.
Received. We'll advise if any additional parameters are needed.
They hang up right
now. I figured that
you can figure things are probably busy.
Yep.
And as you guys approach, as you hit about probably 3 hours out from the colony, you can now clearly see what's up. There are a lot of ships here. Not just like a lot of tourists or a lot of civilians. I'd say make a history check, but you know what these ships are very clearly. These are dark side vessels. And they're swarming, like they were on Mars.
Are they, so am I seeing missiles and gunfire?
You're seeing missiles and gunfire.
Oh shit!
And as you get called to the bridge by the captain.
Yeah, I'm already running.
You get an urgent alert from the captain. You can see this clearly.
As I'm yelling, as I'm running there, do I see Dara, Jenkins, or Reynolds?
All of them.
Then I yell at them all to get into battle command and battle station, secure the mechanics, secure the scientists, get the doctor in his quarters.
There's like an emergency alarm button on the wall. Dara just punches through the glass.
That's damn right, I love that.
And all the lights turn on and the alarms start going.
I call you on the Komodo. It's like,
as you call me, you hear me talking to my ship. Okay, ship, did you have a chance to install those railguns yet? Because I really hope you did.
Delivery hasn't gotten here yet, boss.
No, the two that we picked up at the space station.
I'll get on it then. I forgot.
Remember, I did.
Yeah, no, that's my bad.
Small.
Chip is busy working on the
Yeah.
drone stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we'll have it probably before we get to the station.
Well, we might
might
eat
need
it quick.
I'll see what I can do. And you see like the little claws come out of the wall and pretty much just wrap the railguns and drag them into a panel that then closes.
Set them up for as quick fire as possible. You might be doing ship to ship.
So you run to the bridge as the alarm's kind of flaring. You can see through the bridge view screen that it's much like Mars, the people who are not prepared for this kind of attack. There are vessels trying to get out of there that are immediately shot down. A lot of those like very fancy sort of. They're basically giant orb shape with sort of dome glass dome cylinders on them. So sort of like Martian cities.
Yeah.
They're not really. They have all the capabilities of a spaceship, but they aren't meant for long-term flight. A lot of them are either trying to do evasive maneuvers and failing horribly, or getting themselves way too far out of space where they won't be able to actually like get out. So you see a lot of like rich people in fancy vehicles killing themselves by accident. Because they were not anticipating to be in a war zone today. And as you get to the bridge, a very shaky communication comes in from Column 41.
What's the message say? I figured they'd be responding about
it's
that.
a call pretty much.
Yeah, I grabbed that.
Like before. You hear a lot of static, you hear a lot of just cluttered noise. As the same guy, not the same guy, he was coalition, but a similar sounding gruff military guy is like, ship, classified as the anchor. Do not approach Colony 41. We're currently under attack by Darksider forces. We will not be able to hold the station. And then you hear like in the background.
Best of luck, Command.
We're pretty screwed on our end, but we can direct you to the nearest point because we know that you were doing a check-in and refuel. There's more explosions.
Where's the check-in point? Command.
We rerouted the check-in point to an independent...
I look at the She should be receiving that intel.
She starts hitting buttons and pulling levers and the steering wheel and whatnot. You can all feel the ship sort of orient itself. Captain's coffee slides off his desk.
Is Command still on the line? Is it dead yet or not?
It's still going. You hear
I yell at Command.
We rerouted to an independent station that's about another day and a half journey out. You're going to be, just to give you a description, it uses a lot of technical terms. You were headed here.
Yeah.
You're pretty much looping around here.
Okay, so we're overshooting and slingshotting.
You're overshooting.
We're not helping him? No. The Darksiders are attacking with swarms, dude. We would.
I don't know any better.
Nope.
I have no idea who the Darksiders are.
I actually have you still on comm. I think I'm still. You're still listening to this because I knew you would.
Yeah.
But I mentioned that I'm like, receive command. Command. Best of luck.
We'll hold them here as much as we can. We dispatch some crew to help escort you there, but we kind of need every gun we have alive here.
Receive command. I can't intervene. Good luck. Best of luck. Godspeed.
Godspeed. The line goes dead. You see a giant explosion from the top of this station.
Shit. I tell the pilot. I nod to the captain as I hang up the phone.
The captain's a very jovial, nice guy. He is now like he's like sergeant or what would the pilot's rank be?
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Griffin, you have those coordinates? Yes, sir. Get us there as quickly as possible. Push the engines to the limit if you need to. We cannot jeopardize this mission, and we cannot get involved. And very quickly, you can feel the ship shift again. As the engines are engaged pretty much on full blast. These are, like I mentioned before, the engines are like half hydrogen fusion, half solar power, usually for like just kind of cruising speed. You guys really either need one at full power or both at half. This is like both engines full blast. You guys are moving like
we're trying to fly by the colony.
Yeah.
I motioned to the captain. Captain, I'll get defensive team ready and
stay on high alert. I'll let you know if we receive any more communicators.
Yes, Captain.
And we'll get to the station and assess our situation from there.
Received, Captain. I salute.
Let our friends downstairs know about this too. I'm sure you communicate with them.
Oh, I hear you. Don't worry.
Oh, hello.
It's nice to hear from you. I haven't really at all since we hired you. So.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
I've been busy working on stuff. So we're not helping and no salvage. We're just getting the fuck out of here.
We've been told to escape.
No problem.
Hey.
Stay on standby in case of emergency.
Of course. I'll keep an eye out.
And it's Captain's immediately this mode barking orders at the pilot, and there's like some other crew that come in for like different things, and he's calming out the different people. As you head back out here, you can see like the regular engineer dudes are pretty much scrambling for cover, or like getting into, because if something were to happen and you guys were to come under attack, there's nothing they can really do.
Yeah, no, they get to room.
Yeah, you see Jenkins is on the pad, kind of going through some stuff, and everyone's pretty much scrambling about.
I'll put the kitty in with the preacher.
Yep.
And I'll
if you're heading this way.
I'll also tell what's Gilda?
Gilda, yeah.
I'll also reference Gilda just in case, be prepped for medical treatment. Because I know she's a field medic.
She takes out like a very big med pack,
Yeah, that's right.
and then also grabs a meat cleaver and sets it down on top of that just in case.
I nod respectively to Gilda.
She gives you like a sweet red smile.
I know, I love Gilda.
And then if you're running this way, you see the secretary is in the corner hyperventilating like she was when you guys left Mars. The crew chief is pretty much in the engine trying to get things going faster, and the lead scientist, Dr. Gallister, is like grabbing vials that are slipping as the ship starts going wicked fast. And like something slides off, it hits the ground, and it must have been like some sort of acid or something, because it actually like melts part of the floor a little bit. You're like, oh fuck.
I'm glad I'm not up there.
It's chaos. And he's got like an arms full of vials and stuff. But the ship is booking it. I'm gonna make a roll in case you guys get followed. As you guys are tearing away pretty much, you're on the outside of this basically.
Okay, so we're just watching.
I think someone's calling you.
Oh, that's my dad. Alright, sorry, I gotta take this.
Nope, that's fine.
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick pause here.
Good call, brother. Yeah, well, I'm like, no one else is in the house, right? Cigarette break?
Sure.
I'll have an after cigarette break. I'm not waiting.
All right, and we're back. Sorry, quick important
Sorry for the
impromptu
abrupt break. Life calls.
Yeah, like I said, real life's a bitch.
Alright, so you guys were where we abruptly left off, kind of
Running away from a battle.
Yeah, you guys were trying to circumnavigate a giant space battle that was happening at the place you were supposed to be headed. I made a few rolls right before we went to break in regards to A, how things were going, and B, if you guys were going to be followed. And after that giant explosion that you saw cutting off the comms relay that you were on the line with the dude still with, you do see that the fight that the colony is putting up definitely starts to take a lot of hits.
A lot of the ships landing now on the
A
colony.
lot of ships are docking. Some ships are just ramming into the side. You think they might be like breaching vessels that are accustomed to that sort of strategy. As you guys are about halfway around it, you do see like 3 smallish vessels, probably the same size as the Dark Sider vessel that attacked you guys previously, but 3 of them sort of break off and start heading in your direction. But then probably the only actually battle-ready vessel the Coalition had at the station sort of swings in between you guys and them and starts engaging them. And you guys get sort of like a light signal that means go from them.
I come up to the bridge and tell the ship.
They can see what's going on from there.
Pilot, move.
Yes, sir. And then there's another sort of shake of the ship. It's a big vessel and it can go fast. Doesn't mean it's meant to all the time.
Yeah, no. So I mean, we're just gunning.
You guys do also receive coordinates for where you're headed next.
All right.
It's going to be about another day's worth, but halfway through that day's worth, you guys get you pick up a very small signal on the radar, and you get you specifically get a communications hail.
Greetings, welcome to What the Fuck. How can I be of service today?
Hello, my friend.
Hey!
It is I.
Excellent.
I am French this week, apparently.
Yeah, that's a joke. He has a different accent every time we talk to him.
It's great. Always a pleasure. Haven't gotten the missile yet.
That's what this is. As you can kind of see the vessel come into view. It is quite literally a missile that's been retrofitted into like a little deliveries craft.
Okay.
I had to meet up with it, and I am currently manually piloting it because we had some problems.
No shit. All right. Well, come on.
It sort of turns, and you can see there's like an old school retro rocket ship dome on top, and you see him at the controls. I would have gotten here sooner, but I saw that shit was going down over by 41, so
we weren't supposed to fight.
Yeah, I saw you guys headed there, and I was like, oh no, I'll have to support them in battle, and then I saw you guys take an abrupt left turn, and I was like, yes, no fighting today.
We survive.
Yes, the coward's way out. It usually works.
How do you want to dock this thing?
I believe your ship should have a hatch on its bottom that I could link up to, so it'll be sort of like a Tetris stack of spaceships on top of each other.
Sure.
There is one of those. You have
help him out.
You have like an upwards hatch and a downwards hatch, and both can be mag locked too. So his little missile vehicle sort of reorients itself. The captain does eventually like receive a signal from him because there was like a split second where we're like, oh shit, vessel, it looks like a missile, and then they received the hello, this is Solo, I am here to make a delivery.
So the captain lets me know.
As soon as I let off, I call up to him.
He like takes
hey man, our delivery's here.
The captain after they figure out what it is, the captain like takes his hat off and he's like, oh my god.
It's been a day.
But the Solo's vessel clinks to the bottom of your ship, which is clinging to the bottom of the big ship.
I'll head down.
And the hatch sort of opens and you see he's in like a pilot's jacket that looks
personal service. I'm honored.
He's in like a pilot's jacket and he's got a dome helmet on that he sort of clicks some things and takes like a big thingy that was like on his shoulders off. He's like, these ships are very a work in progress. I wasn't sure if it was going to explode and leave me stranded in the void of space. So
that's not good.
I found one of these though. They stopped making them about 100 years ago. They're like personal oxygen bubbles. He sort of clinks it down.
That's awesome.
It's like really dusty on the outside still. But like, hey, it worked.
I suppose I should get an environmental suit at some point.
And then he sort of presses a button and a thingy raises up from the hatch with like all of the stuff you ordered pretty much gathered together on it, and you can come down to the ship.
Yep.
Your cryo sword is there. Your resupply of bullets is there. Alongside, how many railguns did he promise you?
8.
alongside 8 railguns, much like the ones that
These are portable.
you have.
railguns that were made.
So they're all
2100,
rifles, basically.
Like 400 years ago. They're old
Not quite
weapons.
400.
Was it?
Not quite 400.
Okay.
More like 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Okay.
Alongside a very big boxy TV from the 21st century, or not from the 20th century, with a little VHS built into it,
Box. What is it?
and the ancient artifact-esque VHS of Battlestar Galactica that he managed to find purely by accident.
Okay. I'll ask the ship to do basic repairs on his and
Yeah, little arms come out on the
make sure
bottom
it's
of it
working
and start
correctly.
messing with it. And the ship tells you, like, this thing is barely a ship. It's basically a missile with a steering wheel.
See, that's kind of what I was asking you for when I asked for like the one-man pod.
Still working on that.
Yeah, I thought so.
You can kind of see the front of it, and a little hand comes out of the wall and points. You can see in the corner there's like the front nose of what looks like kind of a one-man vessel that's actively being worked on.
Yeah, no hurry on that one.
But he has all the supplies you ordered
So
from
yeah,
him.
you come down and
Yep.
there's your arm shipment.
Yep. So I take out the cryo sword and check it out.
It's a lot like his thermo sword, but it's a bit more fancier looking. His was like big and I think the handle was like big and blocky, basically. Big broad blade. This is a lot more like a lighter weapon.
Is it a two-handed?
One-handed.
I thought I asked for 2.
Did you?
I think I did.
Then it's a two-handed.
Okay. Yeah, because I literally just built it off the mini.
Okay, yeah.
Like that's literally all I did.
It's
honestly.
like that.
Okay.
Whereas his sort of had like a falchion-esque blade, yours is more of a
Broadsword.
two-sided broadsword blade. It does have sort of like a hand protector hilt handle thingy on it.
Perfect.
So it's some heavy-duty gear though, alongside your shipment of bullets, the TV, etc. Not sure how many rounds of bullets you actually have, but I'd say just double them.
I'm gonna use my comm link to speak to Gilda,
Yeah.
and I ask her to set up 3 go-bet lunches for a friend.
Oh, sure thing, Diddy. You could hear the little oven thingy get turned on as she clicks away the comm, and Solo's just kind of standing there awkwardly now.
I referenced to Solo. Thank you. I'm very happy with this. Just to help you on your
Glad to be
journey.
of service, my friend.
We appreciate it, and to help you on your journey, I've got a few meals coming your way. If you mind hanging
Oh,
out for a
good.
few
I
minutes.
ran out of rations right before I got here, so I was a little worried about that, to be fair.
Do not be worried about that, my friend. We will get you some food.
Sort of.
And your ship will definitely get you home.
Oh, thank you. It's kind of not really a ship, more like a missile
know.
with a steel. Okay, yeah. It's not that hard to tell.
You know that piece on the Astro shot that shuts out? That's my shit.
He's sort of nervously twirling the very long mustache I just decided he has.
Yeah.
He eventually, like, Gilda comes down with the stuff, gives the stuff to him, sort of says hello to everybody, runs back up.
Yep.
And he's like, I'll be on my way then, friend. It's a long ride back to Colony 66, and I now have a war zone to navigate through it, so I will bid you adieu.
I ask him if there's anything else he needs before he heads out.
No, I've got a weapon to spare,
I'm sure you
including
do.
the ship if need be.
I hope he doesn't come to that, my friend.
Me neither. I guess you'll get an email about service termination, so to speak, if something goes wrong.
No problem, Solo. You take care.
And then he sort of hops back into the hatch, and he gives a final salute, and the little bubble sort of closes back up. And
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
What's up, man?
The little missile torpedo-esque ship detaches, and the thruster flares back up, and it rockets away. And you hear a final, because he's French now.
I like him. I say that to you in person as I'm standing there holding the sword.
I absolutely love this.
He's great. We love Solo.
Best thing of the future so far.
I'm not agreeably.
But yeah, so
As we both hear the Solo goods
The ad.
ad come off
The
in the
advertisement
background
comes
for
on,
the
yeah.
background music.
yeah, and you guys
Aw.
don't see any
Joe, we miss you too.
miss you too, Joe. But the
D&D Joe is watching.
I can put 2 to 2.
Yeah, this poor Joe's still waiting to join.
but you guys don't face any trouble. You guys don't get attacked. You think that final big coalition vessel sort of guaranteed you get
that was the assistance the command
unscratched.
mentioned. Yeah.
I think that was probably all of the best guys they still had alive on the station, pretty much piled into that thing and decided to make a final
loyalty,
stand.
man.
They're loyal. They're very blunt, but they're loyal.
Nothing wrong with loyalty.
Oh, and Trin says hi too.
Oh, hello.
Trin.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys, you have about a half a day's journey to this other station.
Yeah, 12 hours.
You do have the locations. You can look into what it is. You were just told it was an independent station.
All right.
It's someone the coalition has contacts with, but it's not like a coalition-run colony or something like that.
Okay, so it's a private colony.
Yeah.
Okay. I tell the I radio to the pilot and let her know when we get to hailing distance that I want to be up to the bridge to, talk to him before we start showing up in case any issues.
Will do. And it's just a.
My ship is scanning for when we're in range to find out if there's anything we can do to make money at this place on the side.
So the AI tells you once they can make like a connection, basically, it's gonna scour all the data banks of this place to see if there's any money to be made.
If we can set up
You're
a
making
show
your
or
AI
something.
greedy. Yep.
And a few hours down the line, you do in the distance see what almost sort of looks like a giant version of those personal mobile home things, but this one's much more space station-y. There's no fancy glass dome. This is like a giant metal orb in space with a ring going around it that has a thruster array on it, sort of.
Oh.
It's very fancy and shiny and...
So this is probably a rich person's private colony.
Probably. But you were cleared to be rerouted here.
Yep.
And eventually, communications do come through.
Okay.
You guys get hailed again. I guess that's just the term I'm
I'll be
using
up in
now.
the bridge now.
You guys get hailed, and a very gruff-sounding guy who sounds more like a soldier than he does like a comms dude comes over. He's like, we're rerouting you guys to hangar number 4. So here's the coordinates for that, and the boys will meet you there. And there's a click. He doesn't even ask for anything, or he doesn't even ask for like a confirmation. The ship comes back to you. And it's like, boss, this is just some rich dude's private facility. I don't think we're gonna make anything here.
Oh, perfect. All right. Just keep some info that you find. It might come in handy later.
I'll dig and see if I can find anything, but where do you think these guys have any shops? I doubt we'll find any mech fights here.
I'm more wondering what he might have in a treasury.
Ah, I see. There's some more lights turned back on as the ship's AI is now scheming. As you guys pull into the hangar, we can finally get to you,
My
Joe.
ship has learned.
So,
Money equals
I'm just going to say that your character,
Is Knowles, by the way, that's his name.
Knowles?
Yeah.
Okay, Knowles.
Well, we already had a solo, so I don't want to be Nolo. So I was like,
Sorry.
It's short for Noland, if you want to be specific, but Knowles.
So does your character have like his own little vessel, or is he just sort of like a pilot for hire?
I mean, I love a little starship trooper ship.
I can give you like a little dinky
dinky
like
little
a
fighter.
little fighter. It's
Bi-wing.
yeah, not quite as big as yours. Yours was like a
Tiny as hell.
Yours
Yeah,
was like
mine was a yacht.
a yacht, like a little
Yeah.
yacht, space yacht that had been repurposed. Yours is much more of like an X-wing,
Fighter.
sort of.
Yeah, a fighter.
His ship is more Millennium Falcon. Yours is more X-wing.
Yeah, I'm more Boba Fett's, or the Mandalorian's first ship than
Yeah.
he's
And
more
is
the
this
second
like
ship.
a Star Destroyer?
This is a frigate.
This is more like those big rebel ships,
Okay.
sorta.
Okay, yeah.
Not quite as triangular as a Star Destroyer
I
would be.
know.
But
Cool.
it is generally kind of this shaped. So you.
So I'm just a pilot for hire?
Yeah, you're kind of general pilot for hire. You go where needed. You have your own. You have your own little vessel. You can name it whatever you want to. I gave Sean that freedom. He named his the what the fuck.
What the fuck? Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You were rerouted here. You were on a kind of a similar trajectory to these guys by coincidence, and you were also rerouted to this station. You arrived about an hour ago, and you've just kind of been doing final checkups as this massive coalition frigate kind of slides into the hangar next to you.
Right.
You think the lights went out, and you woke up and there's this giant starcraft pulling into like the parking space next to you, basically. Yours is being held by like maglock struts, and this big platform comes up to kind of cup this ship as a bunch of supports come out. And eventually takes a little while for you guys to go through vending procedures. But now both groups have full access to the station.
Alright. I exit my ship for the first time, like coming up into their ship, because I'm still attached to the ship as we're parked.
Oh yeah. So you come up through the hatch in the basically the basement of this ship, and then after go through another one, you come up through a broom closet, basically.
Yeah. Oh wow, this place is nice.
It's very fancy. The comparison to the Rebel frigate was pretty on the point. It's like clean white with lights along the side. There's a big view screen here.
Hi guys. My little purple roach coming up with me.
Immediately, Dara snaps to attention because she wasn't able to come up. Notices it's you. She's like, oh.
How do you soldier?
Yeah, wasn't expecting anyone to come up. So, and then behind you sort of hear some metal clang and then a thud and as Lugnuts sort of climbs out of the your 9 foot tall cyborg friend climbs out of this hatch in the ground, hits his head on the roof again, climbs out of the closet basically, and he's sort of like leaning down in like a creeper stance basically to nod his head on the roof.
So as I come through and notice that everyone's there,
the doors kind of slide open and a little platform is put there.
Excellent. By the way, boss, what are we doing here?
Honestly, just refueling, regen, and then probably heading out shortly. I don't think there's any real purpose for us being here except to communicate with command.
You do hear from the captain comes out just to speak with everyone. He's like, we're here to basically just tell command where we are and be refueled. It should take a few hours before we're arrived.
Quick layover.
Feel free to explore and whatnot. You'll receive a message when we're getting ready to leave. If anything goes wrong, I could really only see us being here maybe an extra, not even a day.
Received.
He walks back in.
I salute.
He's clearly dropped like the whole happy-go-lucky thing. He's in business mode now.
I respect that.
Which that's what he hasn't really needed to do because you've all been so efficient.
I'll motion over to you.
You guys can see through the view screen there's a small, almost jet-shaped fighter sort of docked next to you guys.
Hey, shit. That's kind of what I was talking about. Like that part, and that part.
You see them here, like doing the thing, and then there's sort of like a little flash and a camera shutter outside, and it's like, I'll record this information for later.
For legal purposes?
Yeah, for legal purposes and knowledge and whatnot.
Okay, so I have a little plaque in front of my ship and me, pilot for hire.
Like,
You go architect.
Is it like a big neon sign?
No, it's pretty crude.
Oh,
like a cardboard box almost.
So it's like a metal
and
plate.
I got like a little seed.
It's in oil.
It's a metal plate.
It's
a metal plate with pilot for hire.
And I got a little like pop-up chair sitting with my boots up, reading some.
Yeah, you can see the guys parked next to you. Looks like a very interesting individual.
Yeah, there's a cowboy hat, deep blue eyes, button-up, leather jacket, fingerless gloves, big belt buckle, jeans, and I said Tim's, but work boots.
Is he listening to the radio?
Oh yeah,
There's only one radio
So there's only one radio station. It's run by him. It came into existence about a week ago.
But you can't be listening to it. It talks about flight stats, and then there's music by an EDM band, and then
there are two bands on. There's two bands on it.
There's a couple more at this point.
There were like two main bands on it. There's a band called Ricky's Band and Ricky's Brothers Band because I refused to name them.
I feel like I'm on the harmonica right now.
It's like a space harmonica.
Yeah,
It sounds a little techno-y.
Yeah, right. It's got a little.
But as the door opens, you can see the service crew start popping up. Make perception checks on them. You can cancel. They also come over to your vessel.
Oh shit.
16 plus what?
No, not close.
Perception. I forget which stat perception is.
It's wisdom.
Wisdom.
So +4 for you. 22.
20.
Yeah.
So dirty 20, 22, nat 20. Well, there goes any sense of mystery.
Yeah, right.
So,
And that's without scaling in place.
you know, I thought this was going to be a slow burn with some bad rules that were going to back me up. No, here we go.
No, 20 plus over.
So you can notice immediately all of these crew hands and tech people that run up, they are of the same exact height and build. They look scarily similar. Some of them have different haircuts and are wearing goggles. Yes, Sean, they're close.
With the 22
This
dice.
is the clone session. There's the first hour.
Dice gods, man.
Yeah. You clearly see these dudes are all clones. They've got like different haircuts, but they're all these very tall, very buff dudes that again look like soldiers.
I'm gonna turn to you. I thought you said you guys didn't do cloning.
Can I make a history check? Not really high. I think that's probably a 9.
Or androids.
The coalition doesn't do cloning.
I basically tell you, rich people don't follow coalition rules on their own private shit.
It's not illegal.
Good to know.
It's not illegal. The coalition doesn't do it.
It's not that
it's more seen as like immoral.
Yeah, it's not that it's illegal.
Perfect.
Okay.
But all these very large guys come out. You think that you think with how they are, they just start tearing parts off the ship. They're all very skilled. They like put some things into your little fighter and start fueling it up and whatnot. There's like
Normal jobs.
yeah.
As I come out, I warn them. You see the attached ship? Just leave it alone.
Okay.
Trust me, you don't want to touch it.
Very square jaw, deep grab. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Go back to work. Some of them just start like some of them come over to the anchor and they start doing things.
Who's in charge of the area down here?
That would be Barrack 7 up there on the ledge. You see the same guy, but with a different haircut. Yeah, I'm in charge.
Excellent. So we're just sitting here for a few hours?
Yeah, just for refuel.
Yeah, to run a place.
So we can head anywhere. Yeah.
Alright. I'm kind of curious how this guy made his money. And the clones.
Oh wait, I should go for the NPC's reactions.
What are you thinking of doing?
A few hours to burn. I gotta check in with command.
So Dara and Reynolds are like weirded out, but it's fine. Jenkins is immediately uncomfortable with all the gigantic.
I call over. I noticed that. I call over Jenkins. Jenkins, you can run interior ship perimeters.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, get your ass inside.
Plus, it's kind of weird how the only person here that looks different is the guy for hire over there.
That's true.
So I'm wondering how egotistical and full of himself the owner is.
Rich people have a tendency to be like that.
So I imagine he'd probably pay for just to put his face on the channel every now and then as advertisement.
He's got a business. You might be able to milk him for a promotion.
Now that we're on the station.
Yeah. Map switch.
Map switch. One of these. Not that one. Yeah, we'll say this one.
So out of the ship, you see this flamboyantly dressed, wide-brimmed pimp hat with a
kind of looks like a pirate
with a purple orb floating right next to him.
Jumpsuit, stun batons.
Come out of the ship, talk to the other guys, and then Mr. Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Very Soldier Boy.
I'll say that your ships are here. This is kind of like the general dock area.
Okay.
This wasn't really the map I had planned, but so I'll just kind of put you guys out here.
But it relatively works.
Yeah, it works.
So your ship is like here, and his ship is like here, basically.
Yep. So I'll walk over to you. I want to check out this guy. He looks different. Might know what's happening in the area.
Sounds perfect.
It's like
I'm gonna go
it's
touch base with warn him of the people that are attacking us.
Understood. After I check in with the pilot, I'll check in with command, and then I'll radio you.
Sounds perfect.
Oh, you see me approaching you. I'm approximately.
I'm heading to Barrack. Talk to the guy.
Okay, so you're heading up to Barrack 7.
Yep. I'll walk over to you, and you see that I have 2 stun batons on my belt. I'm in a jumpsuit. I have some armor, like a.
You recognize him as a military guy.
I'm definitely a military type.
Standard coalition military type.
I'll approach.
Yep.
Greetings, friend.
Howdy.
You been here long?
Hey.
Well, that didn't sound good.
They do get a little rambunctious.
They're puppies. It's
They knocked down the cage, makes some freak each other out.
Yeah.
they're puppies. That's what they do. So you're going up to Barrack dude then?
Yeah, so we can do that right now.
So you see like the same guy.
Greetings, friend.
Hello.
So
you're the one in charge. Excellent.
I'm in charge of the deck crew. We're a lot busier than usual today. We had two reschedules from the coalition.
Yeah, there's a huge battle over at Base 41.
We heard about that. We had a few barracks out there who probably won't make it back.
I don't think so. So, what's your bit of business here?
Oh, this is our boss's private sort of station, I suppose. He lives here, does business out of here. He keeps things here.
What kind of business you guys do?
He's in the market of scientific research with sort of gestures to all the people in the hangar, genetics and whatnot.
Fantastic. Is there any way I might be able to meet him for a few minutes, or?
Why would you want to meet with him?
Curiosity. I like to meet new people, especially ones that are successful in this world. Universe.
Make a persuasion roll. Get down. I'll make an opposed, although I doubt it matters. Get down.
15.
All right, you just barely beat him. He gives
you
you like a very
stern
look for a second. And then
By the way, I'm Bob from What the Fuck. You may have heard our new station. Music playing?
Oh, wait, really? That's you?
Yeah.
I've been listening to that since it started up.
Yeah.
Totally get you.
And you saw the fights?
Oh, yeah, that was you. All right, yeah. The boss has been listening to the station.
Red Comet's with us.
What?
Red Comet's with us.
Some of the boys meet him. But I'll radio the boss. I'm sure he'd love to meet you, take a picture or something.
Sounds great. Yeah, set up an appointment with us for me, please.
Yeah, I'll radio the boss, see if you can come down. And then you hear sort of playing, and he barks like very stern and order out at one of the other barracks who like fell off the side of the ship. It's like, Barrack, get on the right and get back to work. Sir, I think we're putting me. I don't care, stand! Yes, sir! He sort of gets on his feet very wobbly and limps back towards the ship.
Alright, so back to you guys.
So,
Howdy.
You've been here long, stranger?
About 3 days. I had some whispers about the, what was the other one, Site 47?
41.
Yeah, Site 41 was going to see some trouble, so I had to get out of there. Wasn't quite adequate with the militaries. You know what I mean?
Understandable. We just made it past 41. Had to watch it basically get bombarded by the Docksiders.
Damn. I had a couple friends there, man. I told them to get out. It was not a good sight.
Yeah, it wasn't. So I look over at the metal sign that you're painted in oil.
Yeah, you need a pilot?
Well, might be interested in having one if we ever to move past any more combat zones. Could use some coverage for our vessel. We're on a SCS, Solar Coalition, mission right now, doing transport for this frigate over here.
Yeah, looks like a big frigate.
Yeah, we've got a decent security
Pretty
detail.
standard big military type ship. Akin to basically a big battleship, but in space.
But might be able to talk my captain into taking on an extra pilot if you're willing to run either A, away missions if needed, or B, some coverage if we ever go through a war zone. Just keep with us, keep the flak off us. Could be an assistance to us. I'll check with my captain, but something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I'm pretty reasonable price, and honestly, I've been here for a couple days, and all these similar-looking people are starting to freak me out. It's good to see a change of face.
You see two of the barracks, like 5 feet away, who are arguing with each other. Like, no, that thermocouple needs to go there. No, it needs to go there, otherwise it's going to make the engines flare up. No, it needs to go like this, otherwise this.
I look at you, I can understand that. Let me check my captain.
Yeah, man, don't go too shy about this girl, man. It's the Ramen 57. She might not be super fast, and she may not have the best guns, and she might not be the quickest, and she might not have the biggest armor, and
She might not run right now.
everything going on. But she's about average with everything.
I look at it and I'm like, hey, in a conflict, anything helps. So let me check with my captain, but I'll get back to you in a few minutes, my friend.
No problem.
I'm Rand, by the way. I shake your hand.
The two fist fighting
No.
clones eventually come
No.
back to work.
What? How the hell did you do that, dog? I wonder if like something's bouncing or something like. Come on, Jay.
Come on, Jay.
How did that happen? You might need a better gate.
That is not a tiny gate.
You just jumped up.
Jumped right over it.
Oh my god. wow, that's funny.
I looked over just in time to see the black come over it.
Good so I'll head back to the captain and give him a heads up.
You can head back into the ship. The captain's kind of come out of his serious military mode now.
Any more jovial?
He's a significantly more jovial. Like, it's nice to see you, Ran.
Good to see you, Captain.
Talking to my ship.
I hear a lot of commotion out there. Is everything all right? As you can hear the different shouting of all the clones.
I'll just say the crew chiefs are just trying to figure out the most effective way to refill the ships. Let's go with that.
You hear another, fuck you.
Very passionately. As I make sure to click the door behind me and close it, just in case. It looks like the pilot next to us when we docked is a.
Yes, I saw the fighter.
He's looking for work right now. Prices are pretty affordable if we're willing just to do an off-hire for him.
Well, given that the ship isn't really built for...
we could use some more support. I do appreciate the what the fuck, but...
This isn't a combat vessel, and as effective as the what the fuck was in our previous encounter, I know...
Against 3 ships, you're only one.
I know it isn't exactly the most... It isn't exactly built for combat as is...
It's a salvage ship.
It's a retrofitted yacht.
Yeah, so we could use the extra...
if you'd like to bring him in, I'd be delighted to meet the man. I kind of have to stay on board to oversee all the process. I have a lot of paperwork to sift through.
Fighter can, so at least that would help.
The ship does radio that it's immediately starting to install all those railguns.
Excellent. We have like 2 out. Two of them out.
So
that can be used.
It's integrated into its system.
In total.
Yeah. Okay. It mentions if it's okay to pull maybe like a few apart to try to put them together.
Oh yeah.
A bigger weapon.
Yeah, by all means. Modify them as necessary for a quicker feed, so we can do, whatever junk pieces we're gonna fire out of this shit.
Try to make them hold more firework.
Yeah. Maybe even increase the power on it.
The AI is happy to have some new stuff to work with.
Chip, I got a question for you.
Sure.
I'm looking around at these clones, and I'm thinking I'm gonna be meeting with a guy. Ever thought about wanting to have a body?
Like with skin?
Yeah.
And bones?
Yeah. It'd be a lot easier to explain who you are.
You can see on one of the screen. OS is actually
I'm talking about my wrist.
You can see across the ship the OS kind of slows, like it's almost Google. It's almost like Windows. Every second it thinks about the prospect of having an organic body. And after everything across the ship momentarily slows down, there's sort of like a doom.
I've seen these cyborgs, and I figure, hopefully they can just replace the brain of a clone with a cybernetic brain, and you can download into it and have your own body and pretend to be human.
That's a lot, boss. I'm gonna have to think about the concepts of...
Okay, it would make it easier for me to explain who I'm talking to all the time.
I mean, true. It's kind of a...
You might never message your damn AI at this point, dude. You're like one step away from just like you can
like AI is struggling to grasp this idea.
The idea of having a body is a human concept that you're talking to an AI about. So it's
like it uses the drones. That's sort of like a hive mind sort of way.
Yeah, this would be another drone for it.
You say that, and it's like. You see the slow down OS sort of picks back up a bit. It's like, okay.
Oh, no, I don't mean transfer you. I mean, so you have...
Yeah, you made it out like you wanted to become human, and that's a whole different genre.
No, I mean avatar.
I mean, look into it if you wish. It's just another vessel like these drones. Sure.
Okay. Then you can pretend to be human.
Yeah.
You confuse the hell out of me. So, I'll come back out after, and
the clones are starting to fight a bit less and work a bit more.
Do I just see the other guy like hanging out over there, glaring at them or something at this point? Because I assume he's in charge.
Yeah, you heard him shouting a lot. Like, get yourselves together, you worthless whelps. We gotta get these 2 ships up to specking out of here ASAP. The boss is expecting to report business tomorrow, you fucking idiots. He sounds like a stereotypical sergeant guy.
Yep. So, I'll approach your ship and let you know. My captain's agreed to take you on for the extra help. Basically, the job parameters are assist in aerial defense of the vessel, the frigate, while doing transport to Earth. Do I offer them the usual fee, or is there? I said, what's your fee at? You asked what that. Oh.
We're just working on basic credits and whatnot.
Okay.
So like, translate to dollars.
150 credits.
That's right.
A day.
Okay. An
Like
hour.
all of us like that.
That's what I'm saying. 1,000. I mean.
Well, should I just give him the captain fee?
Okay. I got 25,000 credits for joining the crew
For
and
the-
accepting this mission.
For the trip from where they were.
Jane. She got into my coffee. So I think she's like on a coke tweak right now. So she's got all the fucking energy in the world and got her, like all coked out on coffee right now. Anyway, yeah, that sounds all good.
Yeah,
Whatever the going rate is.
They've basically been offered payments in advance for a round trip.
So I say, will 20,000 credits work?
Absolutely.
20,000 credits is enough to keep your ship in like better condition than it is now. For
20,000 credits is almost enough for you to buy
Come on,
your
Jake.
ship all over again.
Come on, Jake.
You'd be able to keep your current ship in working order for probably another year or two without any difficulty.
Come here.
I sold a shuttlecraft for 3,000.
Oh. Come on. Mary. Go on, Mary. Come on.
The peril of puppies.
Hey, stay down.
And Jan is just like, yeah, fuck you, I'll just jump over it again.
So now she knows.
Fucking impressive.
It is.
Hey, no.
You might have to put them away. It's fine.
Craig. No.
Well,
I'm just gonna keep jumping.
okay.
No. Stay down. You can train any dog to do something.
Yep. Nat.
Hey! No!
Purple.
Yeah, right.
So you guys have the run of the place. You do get like a basic message from the from like the headquarters of this place, just saying like here are the sections of the ship you free run up. There's like a commissary, right word?
Yeah.
Yeah, cafeteria.
Like a food. There's like a food place. There's a place where you guys can rest outside the ship if you'd like to. They don't have any stores, but they'd be open to offering those of you with like they're willing to offer the coalition people extra supplies and maybe weapons and whatnot. Which does, I guess, translate to you and him, since you are working for them now. But you do have the run of the place. You do eventually receive word back from that same clone that you spoke to about the boss wanting to meet with you later tonight.
Okay.
He's basically invited the crew of What the Fuck dinner. Just like meet, talk, and maybe discuss business.
Excellent. Hey, we've been invited to dinner by the space station's owner.
Excellent. I hired that pilot on behalf of the captain, so
Cool.
We have an extra pilot. He's got a fighter. It's might see if they have anything to upgrade it with available, but I feel like I need to.
The AI dings back on. It's like, ooh, another ship.
I mentioned if you want your AI to take a look at it, it's the one that parked next to us.
Hey, it's up to him.
Well, he'll be down by the ship later, but I'll let him know. I'll bring him to the ship so he can get a tour of it in a bit. I just have to communicate with my command. That's what I'm going to do next.
Radio back to the captain, or go see him.
Yep, I'll go ahead to the captain's after I get him hired. I tell the captain, confirm the pilot for a $20,000 fee.
Just tell him to broadcast his information to us. We'll transfer the funds to him and hire him officially.
Accept that, thank you, Captain. And I'm just going to communicate with command now.
Coalition command?
Yep.
All right, you do.
Well, that's also me checking in for the ship. Like,
okay.
that part.
So you can reach out to the greater coalition command.
Yep.
Just say like.
I asked for a report for the Station 41.
Communications were lost shortly after we reached out to you, and all signals from that area have gone dead.
Any survivors?
We've gotten a few stragglers, basically. Much like in Session 1, when the Martian capital was being raised by the Darksiders, how the little troop transport vessel with Jenkins on it just barely managed to avoid all the chaos because of how small it was.
Yep.
They got a few ships like that, but it was like basically space buses.
Yeah, so a few buses made it
Or
out.
fighter ships like his.
So just small ships made it
Small
out.
ships, things that would have been able to navigate chaos and get out quick. Nothing big. They didn't get an official report from that big coalition ship that got between you and the battleship. And the battleship they were going down about.
I was hoping they made it out. That was actually what I was
They got
checking.
communication about 40 minutes after they spoke to you guys, so that would suggest that they were probably in active combat after they swooped in for probably 20 minutes before they went down.
Okay. I asked if any of the smaller vessels had escaped or en route to this station.
The station we routed to is a very limited capacity.
I love
We've distributed them out to other stations across the area for time to deal with the PR fiasco. I think as a result, a lot of people were sending these stragglers out to our happy.
Received. Alright, after we refuel and resupply, we picked up additional crew for assistance. But we will resume our journey to mission.
It's good to hear. Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Signs off. I guess that's the new signing off.
That's kind of a good thing to say. You know, it's always something you can say to somebody who's dying, and it's like still a valid point.
No, I don't think pilot. Welcome. I'm Bob of the What the Fuck. Also of the station you probably heard. The What the Fuck channel.
Oh, yeah, I've been hearing that go through the only radio station we have.
Yeah. I couldn't believe you guys didn't have music. I mean, that's so horrible.
I know. Why do you think I got this harmonica?
Yeah.
The nice auto-tuned.
So, cute little ship there.
Yeah, I'm Noel. I'm Knowles of the Ramen 57.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure, man.
You need any upkeep or work done on this?
I'm sure the Converser could have used a little more work, and the repellers definitely could use a little tightening on.
Purple thing next to me. Scan it, see what you can do.
A little purple drum right next to him sort of flutters. It's football shaped, basically. There's also a red one, too.
Oh, I only have the purple one.
Oh, okay. I thought that one was... Alright, so it's just the purple one. Sort of flutters by you. Just does a sort of once around the ship. You see, it does like a little scanning thing. Up and down. It comes back.
Just don't adjust my controls. That's all I ask.
And you hear the ship's AI trying to sound a bit more robotic around new people. Says, I have identified 73 issues with this vessel.
Shh, don't tell her that. She's pretty.
As he just does tap.
Alright, so,
don't listen to her.
wanna bring a drone over and try to fix them up a little bit?
See what we can do. It sort of turns back towards the ship, and you see a few their drones pop up. The drones do a little bit of work on your ship if you'd like them to, but they're not required to. They've all got little like manipulators and claws on them. One has like a soldering iron, basically,
There you go.
just to do like some physical repairs.
Yeah.
But the dock and clone guys, they take care of like refueling you and doing basic checkups to make sure you're okay for space flight at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just your ship's in. It's a lot more of like a used car at the moment. But the drones flutter over.
It's been tough, you know.
We have an invite to dinner with the owner of this place. You wanna come with us?
Yeah, I met him a couple times at the bar. He's a nice guy.
Oh, cool. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So
Anything else you're looking for?
Do you guys have a docking station so I can hang out with you guys when we're not flying around?
Probably at the bottom of the...
Bottom of the bottom of the
Yeah,
bottom.
does his ship have no docking station, or is this guy docking on my ship?
I'm gonna say.
I mean,
you just have it on the side.
I'm gonna say for
Well, let's just
convenience's
say-
sake. I'm
That's
gonna
on
say
the
for
side.
convenience's sake that because going back to this map.
Well, otherwise, this is just a one-shot fighter. So
Well,
that's
that's
why
why
I
I
should
can-
have it in cargo bay.
Going back to this,
I can have magnetics.
for scale purposes, yours is probably about this big. His is probably about this big. So you pretty much dock here like that, and you connect up.
So
to
he could be behind him?
You could dock up to sort of this part of the ship, basically underneath. There are maglocks all
I think
board.
there's a good chance I have to go outside to go in though.
No.
I have like a starfighter ship.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
No, there's it's not as fancy as like going through the cargo bay to yours, but there is like a small hatch that leads up into a hallway that leads to the dock.
So yeah, the whole hallway is pressurized, so you can get in and get out.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, you're pretty good.
So yeah, you'd be able to. There's magwalks all over this thing, so the ships can dock into it. It's mainly for docking up in like stations and whatnot, but a lot of ships repurpose them for docking smaller vessels on.
And if you don't fit, we'll make it fit.
Yeah. And so you're able to latch onto the ship. You would be able to latch onto the ship in open space without having to sandwich his between the two.
Yeah. All right, cool. So you guys can both dock.
Yep.
Yeah. That'll happen after we leave the dock.
Yeah.
So shall we jump to dinner or something else happen?
Do you guys want to do some exploration?
I'll check in with the ship, make sure that the doctors and the mechanics are all doing fine on the frigate.
Everyone's fine. The engineers come back out. They've been sort of weary since you guys, since that whole thing with the colony, but they've been trickling out. The secretary has calmed down. Is no longer fetal position in the corner, hyperventilating about the fact that we're all going to die and whatnot.
Okay.
But everyone's doing good.
Sounds good.
Some of the crew are still a little spooked, but that's about it.
Is there a bar there?
Yes. Joe said there was one, so now it has to be. Which is fine. You know what? We have a bar map.
Should almost get like one of those.
A bunch of Echo.
Walmart. Like poster.
Yeah. I should. Okay.
So
That's a creepy smiley face.
What's the
I just did a smiley face in chat, and it just looks creepy.
but
yeah. There's one Mountain Dew if you want it, man. I can get you fill up a cup if you want.
oh, that is creepy. Sure. But if you guys are heading out into the greater station, I guess just make some more perception rolls if you want to just see what it's like.
17 plus 2, 19.
Is it plus wisdom?
Yeah.
18 for me.
Sam rolls when he gets back. But, as you guys are walking through, this place is the exterior was like this gunmetal gray, shiny, sort of pristine thing that's very much like that on the inside. There's like a distinct lack of color in all of these hallways, but it's very clean, which for a lot of places in this section of space is very rare. Everyone in employment here is a clone. You see a lot of them are wearing different types of uniforms. Some of them are dressed in like jumpsuits for like technical work and whatnot. There's some security guys. They're all wearing different outfits, but they all have numbers emblazoned on like their basically over their hearts, on their outfits of like numbers. It says like C, and then there's like
roll for perception.
C : and a number. And you see, the guys on the docks were like 7, 12, 20 something, and then as you get deeper into the station, you can see like 47, 76, 98. Like you can tell purely based on the numbers on them.
I'll look for number 69.
Make an investigation roll.
No, we had to get rid of
15.
that number. Clones didn't think it was too funny.
Oh, sorry, 14.
You can't find him amongst the hallways, but because I really did not think about that, there has to be a clone 69 now. So as you get to the bar, the door opens and you can see the clone bartender C69.
Alright.
So
I'm just using these general officer minis. Don't worry, they're not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clones in this bar, not a lot of much else.
See what I mean?
One. It's creepy. 2. It is creepy. See, some of them are conversing and a lot of the same gruff voice just echoing.
It's so creepy. I'll walk over to the bartender. Greetings, sir.
Hello.
I just want to get a couple bottles for delivery to the Anchor.
Oh, you're that big vessel that came in?
Yes, sir.
Sure. A lot of guys in here complaining about having to work on that, but I think you guys are all right. It's like anything in particular you're looking for?
I'm looking to buy at least a few bottles just to help the whole crew. It was a stressful time getting past the last conflict,
All right. Well, send the charges to your ship and.
I'll pay for it here. Just tell me how much it would be to send like a box of cheap bottles of
100.
100 credits.
Yeah, without issue. I just pay it for it there. And ask for a clone to run it by. Well, one of you men to run it by. I don't actually say clone. I'm not being a racist bitch.
We're literally all clones here, sir.
That is kind of true.
Our uniforms say C on them and then have a number.
I love the 69, man.
Thanks. Everyone else is jealous that I got this number. We haven't gotten to 420 next. We haven't gotten to clone 420, but we're excited.
Speaking of that, I'm running low. Do you know where I can find any?
You said it, man. Now you're making the world, man. We're rolling with it.
Yeah.
So now you have to make weed a thing because they're excited.
No, yeah. Unfortunately, because I just said there isn't a clone number 420, so I can't, ironically enough, have him be running the weed operation. It's like, you head down to the gardens. I hear the boys like to grow stuff down there. Probably find some good stuff.
Excellent.
Gives like a wink, like, yes, there's clearly stuff down there.
These clones are stoners.
You wouldn't have any chance of maybe getting one of them to come up and join us here and bring me something.
I can radio down, see what happens.
Oh, that'd be excellent.
You guys want drinks while you're here?
And
Yeah, I'll take a
I'm
Babylon.
gonna slip a couple credits across the table, the actual physical odd credit piece that I have.
They're like the I think I said before, they're like basically
Credit
see-through
coins.
blue plastic
Yeah.
Yep.
dollars pretty much.
Yep.
Like sheets of plastic with a little C on them.
Yeah, and I'll just pass a few across the table.
It's like, physical currency. Jeez.
Oh.
That's rare.
Pick up the coin that I accidentally put it back in my pocket.
That's right, you got a bunch of 21st century coins.
Yep.
Yep, I'm keeping it in my pocket so it's still normal.
But
So am I meeting with the guy here or elsewhere?
directions you were given was for here.
Okay.
He's the bartender's actually like, oh wait, you're meeting with the boss.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he'll be out in
Bob.
like an hour or two.
All right. So will the weed be here first, or will the boss be?
He'll be here in an hour. So you're already here.
No, he's asking about
Yeah,
the weed.
the weed.
Oh, the weed.
Yeah.
Sorry, clone brain.
The important stuff.
Cool, bro.
So it's a very big problem. We get memory issues the longer we live. I'll radio down now. See what
May
goes
you
on.
live long enough to have no brain left.
Thanks, I guess. And then he does take your order and brings you out a drink. Say it's like some
Babylon.
neon colored thing in a small glass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a drink.
It's glowing a bit.
Oh, man,
Yep. I'll order what he's having. Why not?
Sure.
If this stuff's decent, I'll pay up to 500 credits for a crate of it to be delivered to my ship.
You've had stronger drinks.
Cheers, man.
It's pleasant. You've had stronger. It doesn't knock you on your ass or anything. About 10 minutes later, the door opens and a clone in like sweatpants walks in. It's the same giant dude, but he's just very casually,
dreads.
shades on. Sort of walks up to the bar. He's like, hey 69, hey 33. Are these the folks you were talking about?
What's your rate per pound? For the good green.
Oh, good green?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I decided that was how
I offer to help pay if I can get some of it because I'm running low.
Jesus Christ. I rolled a D100 because I decided that was going to be the money die, and I rolled a fucking 7. So 7 credits per pound.
Okay.
We clones don't have much of a...
How crap is it?
We clones don't really have much of a concept of an economy, so...
Oh, that's fine.
We don't make money off this stuff anyways.
Got 100 pounds?
That'd be a lot, but
I'd be like the whole garden's worth.
Okay, 500 pounds? I'm just watching him get confused.
You see what him and the bartender kind of pause?
Hey, how much quantity can you give me?
I can give you...
And let me try a sample.
Can get you 15.
Pounds? That's
Yeah.
it?
Is that a lot? I don't know if that's a lot.
yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just playing it off
Yeah,
like it's not.
I know nothing about this, so I'm going to need a little help.
Yeah, most people buy like an eighth or a quarter of an ounce at a time.
Oh, okay.
And there's 16 ounces in a pound.
So
Oh, okay, so
what
this
you're
is a
dealing
lot.
with is a duffel bag right now. A heavy ass,
Yeah,
thick
okay.
ass duffel bag.
Like, yeah, we can get you
At least.
15.
Okay. That's the kind of stuff that the cops are happy that they got a drug bust on.
Yes.
And he's Like, if you want a product test, we can do that too.
Yeah, let me see.
Can we do that in the bar?
The bartender's like, yeah, man, we all go down to the garden.
Well, I pull out a joint because I've been smoking weed this whole time. Like, it's good.
Yeah, no, the clones have been very open about the
Yeah,
fact
I mean, I've been
that-
here for a couple days, you know, like.
Excellent. Yeah, can you
I'm not
deliver
buying
it over to
15
the
pounds over
Will do.
here.
And then he
got 4
kind of leaves
ounces.
you guys with some stuff. He's like, I gotta go attend to business elsewhere.
So that'd be a straight 100 credits.
I'll roll a joint from what he left, and
It's good stuff.
good stuff. Nice.
Yeah. And how much for a plant?
Oh, for like
He
an
left,
actual
I
plant?
think.
With a small hydroponic system, like, I'm sure at this point there's like a self-care pod I could have installed into the ship that could grow a marijuana plant for me.
Guy like thinks for a while. Clearly he's not used to doing actual business. He's not really like the seller. He's just the dude in charge.
Tell you what,
because they don't do a lot of
I
actual
will get
business.
you a private meeting with Red Comet if you can give me an actual plant.
You son of a bitch, I'm in. Shakes your hand.
That's the Parker running with a mech fighter.
I send a message
I'll
to
even
Red
reference,
Comet.
because we're talking about this, I'll reference you in character. Yeah, Red Comet, we picked them up from the first outpost we stopped through. If you've seen all the mech fights.
You've
He's done
probably
expeditions.
heard of them in the past. It's mech fighting's like the only sport that's around, basically. The Red Comet guy, you heard that he was the big winner of the last tournament.
Yeah. So when you get off shift, go down to the bay, let him know that I sent you. Your name's already on the list. He's there.
But we all have the same name, so.
Yeah. But I wrote down, it's your number, 33.
Oh, okay, cool. So he runs up. He says, "Well, have the boys deliver it to your ship. You're the little one docked under the military one, right?"
Yeah, I'm the what the fuck.
Okay, yeah, that's what we thought.
Yeah.
And he sort of runs out.
Okay. 15 pounds of really good pot.
These two get into a bar fight.
I order another round.
It's yet again. It's fuck you. You think they have very simple, similarly working minds.
Which leaves them fighting all the time, but.
You can order another round. He brings out the same thing or something stronger or whatever. You guys are pretty much have an hour of free time to kill here.
I'll just enjoy myself. I verify that the bottles were sent that I paid for.
Oh, yeah, you actually do see a clone guy.
1 hour.
Goes to deliver it.
I mean, I send it to Guild. I open up my comm to Gilda, and I tell her that I'm sending over a liquor shipment to the ship just so everyone can relax a little bit after all the excitement. If you don't mind distributing it for me.
She's amicable about it. You see the guy pretty much with like a dolly that's on like hover stuff because it's sci-fi. So he sort of runs out and he's got like a big crate, and then like 5 minutes later you see a similarly dressed to 33 clone walk by with a very large duffel bag in the same direction.
What we're gonna have to do is fishbowl my ship so bad that when you go back upstairs, there'll be like a cloud coming out of it.
That won't be hard.
Ching-chong up with this bitch.
But about an hour goes by.
Is there any food here?
Oh yeah, they offer like standard.
Appetizers
and stuff.
Yeah, I'll order around. We have an hour or two. You know.
Yeah, you did hear that you were having dinner with the boss guy, so
Yes.
they do offer food and stuff.
Nachos.
Bar
Pretzels.
food, pretzels. But about an hour later, the door slides open and a little light turns
That is
on.
one creepy smiley face. I just want to point that out.
I know, isn't it?
And walking in through the door, or coming through the door, is a very elderly man in a wheelchair, with a little screen on it, and then 3 clones that are extremely heavily armored, though, pretty much.
Greetings and
On the other
salutations, my friend.
The very, very pale, kind of sickly-looking individual who does bear a resemblance to the clones.
I am guessing by your alternate appearance to the rest that you are the one in charge here.
Yes, I am Barrack Prime.
Pleasure to meet you, Barrack. I am Bob,
It's a pleasure to meet you,
Captain
too.
of What the Fuck,
I've
owner
heard-
of What the Fuck channel.
I've heard much about you. It seems that you've really stirred up the radio stations out there in space. We're not used to that sort of thing out here.
My name's getting around. Yep.
Yes, he sort of pats one of the very large and armed men beside. He's like, the boys here have been talking about how wonderful it is to have radio.
I am
Music
fantastically happy to hear
Reminds
that.
me of my youth when radio was still a thing.
How long ago was that?
Long.
Many
Because
moons.
I'm from long ago, too.
I see I've met with kindred spirits.
Hey, what's up, Prime? How we
Oh,
doing?
hello. Yes, it's nice to see you again.
Always a pleasure.
Just to shake your hand.
I was frozen 2040.
Oh, wow. That's... Shit,
I
that's...
nod.
Completely breaking the words. Shit, that's long.
So, am I older than you?
Yes,
I should
very
hope
much so. People usually lived about 100 these days. I've been using genetics. I've been here for like 200-ish.
Oh, I got unfrozen 6 months ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was going to say, my friend, you...
I look damn good, don't I?
Yeah, you do not look like you're 500 years old.
Must have been some of the original cryogenically frozen bodies.
Oh yeah, it was all experimental at the
Ancient
time.
times.
Yep, I just happened to luck into a cryogenic pod.
A lot of those people who were frozen back then died, so...
Yeah, I was the only one that res from my group.
Oh my god.
I don't think they understood
The
the
scavengers
defrost
found
setting is not a good way to go.
And somehow woke me up by accident.
You
All
got
the
very lucky,
extremities are
my
frozen.
friend. Like,
Oh my God.
none of those people survived the process. It froze their brains and killed them. They did not understand the technology back then.
I guess I'm special. But you guys have an amazing place here.
Ah, yes. When I retired 130 years ago, I decided that in my free time I would put all of the money that I had accrued working for the coalition. It sort of gives you a nod because he
If
sees
I
you
may
in
ask you a
uniform.
weird question, why do they all look like you? I mean, if you're going to make clones, I would make them clones of some hot girl that I enjoy having around to look at all the time.
You see, that was my first idea. But then I realized that,
They get bitchy?
oh no, it was just gonna be a lot less creepy to have a lot of me's around here. And also, I know how me works, so it's easy to fuck with them and get them to do what I want.
Gotcha.
And also, they're significantly more roided out than I was when I was younger. That was part of the process. I was not.
Keep 'em young
sort of
young and
gestures to
stupid.
the like 7-foot tall, heavily armored, square-jawed soldier dude next to him. He's like, I was not like that's crazy. I part of the cloning process is injecting them with a truly significant amount of steroids. You kind of fill in all the gaps in the genetic structure with
So,
extra drugs.
your clones are big and boofy with small dicks. Got it.
And brains.
Cool. So, yeah, you make good money with the bioenergy and genetics and shit, huh?
Yes, I was. I worked for the coalition was renowned back when I worked for them actively, and then I retired and decided, just because I'm retired doesn't mean I work. So I figured out immortality. That was kind of nice.
That's a fantastic way to
And
go.
I
Have
call
you
it.
figured out how to put yourself in one of these
I
clones
call
yet?
it immortality, but really it's only sustainable for another 100 years or so.
Well, then it's time for you to do a little bit more research
Clearly.
and
Been
get it
working
to
on
the
it.
point where you could, if you could extend it for 100 years, make it into 500.
That's what we've been working on. However, in my attempts to make co-scientist clones hasn't really worked well because the cloning process fucks with the brain so
Back
much.
in my day, we had an old saying: a copy of a copy is not a good copy.
Yes, we have.
So if
had
your
qu-
genetics are not quite
we-
working as well for there, you might want to get a smarter scientist and clone them.
We have had quite a few paper jams in the cloning process lately. I believe the genetics are beginning to fail after so long. Now, you can see
Yeah,
if
but I'm no
you can
scientist.
you can see a couple of the barracks out there are not exactly. You hear another "fuck you, fuck you." Not exactly the brightest, more so.
That's
Big
fine.
talker over here. Sleeping Beauty's been asleep for 400 years.
But
More than that.
about more than that.
Yeah, you're. It's 2550, so you've quite literally been asleep 500-ish years.
Yeah. So-
It's wonderful to meet with you. I've heard a lot of things. I've heard from a couple of business friends that you've done a lot of good for advertising, which is very nice to see.
Yeah, you interested?
Um,
You got good rates.
I mean, I do sell the barracks out to private investors for menial labor and rent them and whatnot. They do make for good, workers and whatnot.
So a barrack in every home.
That's good. I haven't heard advertising like that in a good long time.
Hey, in my day, advertising was everything. So,
Ah, yes.
yeah, we'll make a deal. How's that sound?
I think we make a lot of money off of the research that I send to the coalition. I don't work for them, but I still they fund the station basically. And we make a decent profit from renting the barracks out to different places, but I won't say no to more money.
And who knows, maybe it'll help you get you that information you need to extend it to the 500 year.
That's true.
So,
Sort of wheels over on his little hover wheelchair, and the 3 barracks behind him, and the Barrack 69 is like, "Hey, Potsman!" punches him in the shoulder. Oh, sorry. It's nice to see you, though. Can I get you a drink? Now I'm working. Oh, okay. Sorry.
So what are you guys up to?
I'm just enjoying the drinks, which I assume will keep coming. So
rolls in, and the bartender snaps his fingers. A few other guys come out. They do start laying out like an actual fancy meal and stuff like that.
So I'll eat
the real meal.
Yeah, like buffet. Like there's a big like a full on like roasted chicken that they bring out, and this is like very fancy for space food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not goop.
Yeah, it's not goop. It's not some weird starch bar. I mean,
Spam.
Gilda
does well.
Gilda makes
Is that
as
an
best
actual
as.
chicken?
Well, it's a cloned chicken, but it is a
Close
chicken.
fucking enough.
Yeah. Well, all
Yeah,
Julie
it's
was
gonna
staring
taste
at
like a
that.
You got barbecue sauce?
My friend, we have every sauce.
I love you. I'm taking like selfies and shit.
He does.
He actually vaguely remembers what a selfie is. Two old hands.
Yes. I don't really know what this means anymore, but I know everyone did it back
It used to
then.
mean peace. Fuck you.
Okay.
I can just imagine the guy looking at her and go, "Fuck you!"
But yeah, they bring out very fancy food for in space. Like, as a pilot, I'd imagine that you probably just go on like
Rations.
ration bars and stuff like that. So this is like wicked fancy for you.
Dude, the food would probably be a better seller than your clones.
I've considered it, but a lot of people hear things like, "Oh, we cloned this chicken to be extra tasty," and it's what the.
Don't tell them that. Just say it's finger licking good.
You know the vegans and how they get.
Fuck the vegans. It's finger licking good. We'll make you the new Colonel Sanders.
I vaguely remember that name. I think that might have even been before my time.
You know, from the great Taco Bell empire.
Yes, we discussed the media wars. Now we got to get ready for the food wars. But it's nice to meet all of you. Welcome to the station. I know you're only going to be here for an hour or so. If you require any additional barracks for work or whatnot, let me know. They're good at handling heavy machinery and not much else. Also good fighters if you're in need of extra security.
Oh, definitely be in touch. Could always use more cannon fodder.
They won't need any. They got me now.
Oh yes, how's your business going?
I just got my first client.
It's good to hear. It's good to hear. You know, his ship may not look it, but on approach, it looked like it was going, kind of in the middle, in the way of going very fast.
It'll go a bit better now.
It seems like a decent enough vessel. I mean, hey, if it flies, then
Don't be talking smack. She's a beaut.
I am not talking of any smack. I am complimenting your vessel. We have seen far worse come through here, my friend. Trust me.
Extremely average.
It is. In space, average is good. It means you're not dying.
I've salvaged worse.
I do like that.
So the reason average is average, it means you're not getting suffocated in the cold void of space.
No, been there, done that twice.
Oh.
My voice wasn't this deep.
Space suffocation will do that to someone. You should hear Barrack 312. He got sucked out into space for like a solid minute.
So
They have I gave them bigger lungs so they can kind of survive in space.
this is something that actually now occurs to me that I probably should have thought about long ago. I don't have an environmental suit for like dealing with space. I've been in a spaceship and I have no like spacesuit.
Oh, you don't?
No. What would you recommend as like the best spacesuit to get that's like the least cumbersome and works?
You'll be looking for a nano pack.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, it's a backpack, about a half the size. You clip it on, you activate it, it'll do a full lap around your body. Mostly for emergencies, don't expect a
That's good enough.
jetpack
You
or...
got any?
Sort of snaps to one of the armed guys behind him. He's like, 42, go check the closet, see if we have any extra stuff to give to our friend here. He's like, yes, sir. He sort of charges through the door. They're very focused.
Well, at least you used the door this time.
As he goes down the hallway, you hear a few other clones shout, "Hey man, watch where you're fucking going! Fuck you! Fuck you!"
I'm gonna send a message over to Comet too. Hey guys, these guys love a fight. You guys could probably just come out in the main center and just do like fist fights and start making money if you wanted.
You hear Lugnut say, "Oh, well, there he goes." so you hear some sort of battle cry as Dimitri charges out into the day. Like, I'll let you know if things escalate. Or no, wait, that's not what it's he's like.
Things will escalate.
I'll let you know if things escalate out of hand.
Just make sure you charge him for every person that gets the chance to fight the Great Red Comet.
Will do. I'll work with your ship on some advertising, and maybe we can put out.
And number 33 gets a free visit.
Oh, okay. I'll maybe put out a hat and take tips and stuff like that.
Sounds perfect. Sell hats.
He sort of like moves the foot. He's like, do I own a hat? Or do not? Can I build a hat?
The ship just comes over. I will supply you with a hat.
The ship's like, I can 3D print you a hat.
Yeah. 3D prints a baseball hat with Red Comet on it.
Yes. Okay, that's what it does. Because the ship does all those self repairs. It absolutely has a 3D printer on it. So it 3D prints like a very stiff plastic baseball hat.
It's the most uncomfortable hat you would never wear.
If you guys go back to the Dogma Bay now, there's now a clone fight ring where Dimitri is fighting clones and making tips in cash.
Not surprised. As long as Dimitri's happy.
Oh, he's very content.
Then I'm gonna let it go. Yeah, when you have a fighter, he likes fighting.
He heard.
Now he's fist fighting because it's money.
He heard they like fights, and he was out the door.
Is there a gun range on this vessel?
Well, we have a training facility for the various barracks and whatnot. If you wish to hone your skills, you could go down there.
Well, I've been here for a couple days, so I was kind of asking you that out of.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So just pretend that I didn't say that in the old man's voice.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
There's a firing range in the little training facility they have.
Yeah, you want to go check out the training? I got a good little buzz. We'll try some wrestling.
Sure.
Taking out enough of these clones, Prime.
Oh yeah, I got 2 more left over of those my rifles. Do you want one?
Yeah, I'll swing by the ship, pick it up. We can try shooting these old railguns.
Ooh, man, I haven't shot a railgun since the 3rd demographic battle.
That works.
Since insert event here.
So yeah,
I haven't shot a railgun since before training.
So yeah, I'll let you know. I'll swing by the ship, and me and him will go to the shooting range. And
you guys can head to the shooting range. You can stay here and talk business with Barrack Prime.
Yeah, we'll just catch up on old shit, catch up on the times.
He's happy to talk with someone who's
older,
a bit older, and even though you're still before his time, like the overlap in things you know about is still kind of there. But he's a very pleasant older gentleman.
And I asked him about old media.
Oh, okay.
For the station too.
I'll make a roll then. He tells you about how he saw the last big budget movie they ever produced.
Do you have a copy?
I know, copies were destroyed. Might be able to find it out there amongst all the...
Do you hear about any black market or any copies of old media, TV shows, movies, radio programs?
It was truly
anything.
A sight, you
it's
know.
Really any
they
media.
really said they were really saying that they really should have stopped making Star Wars movies at the 22nd one, but I really thought that last 23rd was okay.
So they only made it to 23?
Yes, there were some problems.
I left off there at like 9. Official movies. Not to mention the like 20 series and like side movies. And
from what I heard, they even after the whole media wars, they were still trying to do Star Wars.
Keep an eye out if things work out correctly.
I'll see. I'll get the. He sort of snaps his fingers and 3 clones like emerge from places you didn't see them. He's like start scouring the internet for old media copies. Yes, sir. And they all rush out the same door.
Yep. There's
but that Clone Wars sucked. And I walk out the door.
That's when you guys leave. Do you actually say that?
Oh yeah, no.
The 2 big guys sort of sulk a little bit.
keep an eye out coming up soon on What the Fuck. Battlestar Galactica, the original series.
I remember watching that. I had a VHS when I was a boy. No one knew how to use a VHS, but we had an old machine. It still kind of worked. This is nice. I don't get to talk to people who know things.
I know,
Most of the
right?
people who come through here are, to be frank, assholes.
Well, I also have a new channel coming out, a new show on my channel. Bob's Tales of Old.
Ooh, sounds fancy.
He's told stories to us that fascinate us because it's all just
Lost
Like
media.
first century shit.
Well, yeah.
It's all lost media they have
Well,
no idea about.
My character, the soldier, was told of the media wars. Now, mind you, what that really was a corporate wars, like lawyers and shit, but the way that we describe it was that was actual conflict, like the Disney cult was facing off against the Paramount Warriors.
Paparazzi.
There was
Paparazzi
a
with the
massive
assassins.
organization called the Disney who worshipped some archaic rat god.
Right.
When in reality it was just a bunch of people suing each other.
For reals.
But yeah, you can talk business with
Yeah.
Barrick Prime. If you want to hire on some clones for work, he's totally
No.
okay.
These clones are useless.
Yeah, they are.
My drones are better.
He makes the business pitch like half-heartedly, knowing you aren't going to
Yeah.
buy into it. And
Yeah. He does. Do you have any smarter clones?
and again,
No.
the cloning process just fucks with that brain. But
So,
you,
what
you-
about cyborgs? Can you give them like a implant that makes them smarter?
I suppose that's theoretically possible. I'm not much for cybernetics. I've been on genetic research.
Yeah. Hire a cyberneticist.
Did you ever hear, speaking of genetic research, there's so little entertainment in this galaxy. You're still new to this galaxy, correct?
Hey, I've been awake for 6 months, man. I'm new to everything.
Okay, yeah. You should check out, it's this place. It's in interplanetary colony space. It's called the Grant Field Paleontological Reserve.
Okay,
I
so
did
it's
a lot
a
of
zoo
gen-
of dinosaurs?
I did a lot of genetic work with them. Not dinosaurs. A lot of animals that were alive in both your time and mine are not now. So
Yeah, I would kill for a good steak, man. I have not had a steak or a burger in
yes, cows.
500 plus years.
I haven't had one in 100 years. Cows went extinct last century.
You haven't cloned those yet?
No.
I'll be on the lookout for genetic samples of beef.
But you should check out the Grandfield Paleontological Reserve. It's fascinating to see creatures that were alive hundreds of years ago.
I will definitely keep note of that, man.
I did some work with them on genetics and whatnot. They wanted to figure out how to bring back this thing called a gorilla. Apparently it was some monkey related to humans or whatnot.
Yeah, huge. I thought humans were more related to pigs.
You see, I thought that too. But you two can head off to the firing,
Yep.
the
Yep,
firing
let's go.
range. It's I don't really have a firing range map,
Yeah.
so we can just theater of the mind it. It takes a little while to get there. You guys are given access to the facilities. It's a pretty standard firing range. They've got these hard light targets that you can position wherever you want. They even have access to certain weapons that you wouldn't have on you and whatnot.
Yeah, go right over to the punching machine.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Alright, you first,
It's
roll.
like one of those arcade punching machines.
Yeah, like
basically,
one of those
with
like
the thingy that's
pressure,
slung up.
you
Yeah.
know, 900.
Yeah, make a strength roll.
Mr. Melee over here. So, just strength?
Yeah, just make a strength roll.
Yeah, he's not specialized in melee.
16 plus 2, 18.
Alright.
You can make one too if you want.
So I'm gonna do like a kick so I can use dex because I'm
Sure.
not a strength build.
4.
So that's a total of 10. Oh, sorry, 9. So yeah, it's
So you hit the thing really hard and it goes up and you get a really good reading on it. You try to do this cool like spin kick thing and you really just kind of bump it with the side of your foot.
And you hit the wrong spot. You hit like the pipe on top of it. Oh, God! And it's like, ipping.
You gotta tweak your ankle a bit on the landing.
Well, that was pretty. $20, man. 20 credits.
I hand over to I transfer over to
Yeah,
credits.
you know, we're having fun.
It was fair.
Oh,
Alright.
I'd say you maybe have a couple credits on you already, just so you're not dirt poor. at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. I mean, obviously, 20 credits is nothing in this world, so.
You guys have full run of the facility and whatnot.
Yeah, how about those Gatling guns now?
Railguns.
Railguns.
So I toss him one because I grabbed the 2.
Yep, they're,
Yep.
they're
And walk
rifles. They're kind of square
Moving
shaped.
the target back.
Yeah.
Moving it back all the way. Click.
confident, aren't you?
These are like hard light hollow targets.
This
basically.
is my jam. You can go first.
All right.
Yeah. So make a range attack.
Stop falling off the goddamn thing. I'm trying to. And my D20 went missing. Nope. Got it. Good.
Sweet.
Okay.
This
I know, I was
apparently
gonna say.
Gilda's mini has been on the floor.
Oh,
for a while.
that's better. Range attack.
Yeah.
22.
Okay. You hit it pretty much dead center, despite the distance. These railguns have a lot more kick to them than you would have thought, because they're not like gigantic guns or anything. They're like kind of squarish rifles.
Yeah.
Basically.
Kind of like a short sniper rifle.
Yeah, they're a bit blocky on
It's a
the
Gauss
end to
rifle.
facilitate.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
All right. That was nice.
Yeah, I'm not big a fan of guns. I prefer to get up close and personal and tap on my stun baton instead of on my belt.
I like a bit of both.
Nothing wrong with it.
So is this plus my firearm?
So yeah,
Okay. 21.
you pretty much hit like the exact same spot he did, because you got a 22.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. I'd say draw. Shoot again.
All right.
That's
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll be charged
as
again.
the bullets hit the hard light, because it's a hologram, it does hit the thing.
Ping.
It like pings off of there, and then there are little
Gives
markers
a little
where
score,
they
like.
So it's a score.
bullseye,
It's a score,
100,
basically.
90, 80,
Alright.
you know, so we're both
hit. You both scored very high on
So
that.
I'll
So
reset the target.
The target's reset.
290s, yeah. That's fine.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Let's go! Damn it, 17.
You hit it
Alright.
dead center. You hit like that center ring.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, here's 20.
It's the same 20 credits.
Yeah, I know, right?
Had it for 5 minutes.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Um,
I said, I told you, double or nothing.
I'll see that.
You shoot first.
I got you.
Trying to give him a chance to get some money.
Let's reset again.
29.
Holy shit! I don't think you can.
I hand over the 40 because I can't beat that. Even if I rolled a nat 20, I still wouldn't beat a 29. I know that, so I just hand over the 40.
Most of the
But I'll take the
bullets
shot
thus
for
far
fun.
have been
I know,
like,
aim up, ricochets off the ceiling, comes down and
most
nails
of
the middle.
most of the bullets thus far have been pinging off of the hard light construct and leaving like a little crack. This full on shatters it
Right.
like glass, basically.
Yeah, I'm not.
A lot of the barracks around you all cheer.
Right.
They're like, yeah.
I go to drop the gun, I'm like, I'm just kidding.
mic drop.
Yeah, right.
So all the clones
Nah,
fucking
dude.
cheer. You can see.
And I look at the gun a little bit. Pulls to the right a little bit.
They're untested. I just got.
Yeah, literally.
It worked well.
Yeah, it did well.
I transfer over the 40 credits. That was
Yep.
worth it. That was worth it, my friend.
So I just go over to the bench and start cleaning the guns up because I know we don't have that much, you know.
Yeah.
There's
Get ready.
supplies here for that sort of thing.
Yep.
It is a range.
Before I do that, though, I'm going to take one more running, leaping
Ah,
strike at that target because see what I got now.
I just kind of like smirk and look
Really?
Ah!
What's your roll?
I rolled a 3. It wasn't a fumble. I don't get hurt, but I just
Okay, yeah. So it's
I
pretty
tried
much
to do
All that.
It's
one.
It's
One,
the same as
okay.
it's the same as before, except since you've done this before, you don't tweak your ankle on the landing, but it's still just like a ping whiff.
As I walk over to the table, start dismantling the gun.
Right.
And just not saying anything.
Not a word is spoken between
Nope,
you
nope,
two.
nope, nope. I failed.
And I just like,
You do receive a communication from the captain that will be staying overnight and then disembarking in the morning, and that you should relay to the appropriate individuals and whatnot.
I let you know. Looks like we're heading out in the morning. We're staying overnight.
looks like we're going back to the bar.
I open up the comm. You hear
I
people.
heard.
Oh, okay.
You can stay in the bar for.
I'm just bullshitting with the old man.
Yeah, you're just telling stories at this point.
Yep.
He actually does tell a few stories about the lunar conflict, because that was about 200-ish years ago.
I very carefully pay attention and learn as much as I can off of this guy.
He wasn't a soldier, but he was living in one of the cities that was attacked by the lunar forces. Despite being pretty much just a bunch of colonists with no actual weapons, they managed to rig together a bunch of sort of very DIY weapons that were far more destructive than they had any right being on the few cities they were able to attack.
Oh. Definitely pay attention to the DIY weapons and how they did them.
They were like rigging parts of ships into like they were rigging thrusters into basically fire cannons.
Oh, perfect.
And stuff like that. Because they didn't have any weapons. They just had a lot of ships to work with, basically.
And that was fighting against the government at that time.
Yeah, that was like all the lunar ships were very like scrappy and put together, and he was in one of the cities that got hit. So he saw shit go down.
Yeah, that's probably how I ended up being salvaged.
Did we establish like where you were salvaged from?
Just that these salvagers found me in the middle of like nowhere, probably floating in space.
Yeah.
Wait, you're the Iceman? Dude, I heard about you 2 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, they said there was this old Iceman coming out of this freaking pod.
Yeah,
Holy
everyone was
shit.
shocked when I survived. Yeah.
No kidding. I was in the Decima system.
And then they sold me this ship. I later found was illegal. And then I got arrested.
We've all been there.
And then I did my first escort job. You know, transport someone from point A to point B.
Oh shit.
Nice and easy. And I get arrested on my first job. And that's how I ended up here.
No. First time for everything.
Yep. Especially in 500 years.
True.
Never too late to start.
Eventually, Barrack Prime does say, well, I'm going to turn in for the night. You gentlemen have been wonderful to talk to. He does like slide you a card with business contact info.
Yeah, I slip in the same thing. It's like,
reach out if you're ever in need of any manpower or whatnot. We'd love to
reach out if you want any type of advertisement.
We would love to maybe advertise our services on your network. Reach out anytime.
Fantastic.
It was wonderful speaking with someone who's a bit more historically inclined than the average person, and you two gentlemen are
Prime, baby, why are you leaving? Come on, we got the strippers, some keg stands coming up.
I would hope you don't have strippers, because they'd all look like... He gestures to one of the fucking roided out. It's like, these are literally the only people we have here, so...
Shit.
I mean,
you checked a hologram of a hot stripper off of this drone.
I mean, you do you, but these guys are also me, so that's kind of weird. I'm going to bed. He wheels out of there.
I salute
We
to
can
him.
change everything, Prime.
He's former coalition, so I do salute to him.
He does give you a salute. He's like, it's nice to see good soldiers in the coalition service.
That's my drone.
Thank you, sir.
Just
And there's
displays this
me.
image of a holographic Chippendale dancer.
You roll out.
Kind of looks like them, if we're being honest.
So he rolls out of there, gives you all he says goodbye. And,
Yep.
You guys have
So now that's over. Bring out the good stuff. Shots, everybody. Line them up.
I pull out my pipe and I'm packing it.
All right, yeah. Barrack 69 reaches under the desk, roots around for a bit, pulls out some bottle of this just like dark navy blue drink.
Oh.
No, we're beyond the glowing green. It's blue.
We're going blue now.
This is like
Silver,
this is like
almost.
dark blue. And as he pours it into the shot glass, you can see it's kind of thick.
And sizzling.
It's bubbling.
Yeah, and I'm just like, come on, baby. Let's get there.
The boss doesn't know I have this. On the down low.
It'll be our little secret as I take that shot. Do I have to make a con check?
Make con checks, yeah.
Whoa.
I'm not drinking.
I didn't fumble.
What'd you roll?
3. Plus 3, so it's 6.
Yeah, I got 17.
He's fine, I'm not.
Well, I just prepped myself ready. Let's up, bottoms up.
Take 4 points, temp damage.
What burns? I don't know. At that point, I rolled a 6.
Poison damage, basically, from how toxically alcoholic this is.
Whoa, so I'm just like pounding the table, like, shit.
You're fine. You've had this stuff.
No, I know.
You had
Couple
this stuff.
kicks.
You had this stuff yesterday, so you've gotten some time to
Oh, yeah.
some time to adjust to it. But this is strong shit.
That'll put hair on your ancestors. Hoya. And I pull out another joint.
You guys have free roam of the joint for the night. You can get food, drinks, whatever. There's
Yeah, I guess
There's-
we'll just
Well,
chill.
we just
We got
got gourmet food.
yeah, food we'll get with.
there are places to stay outside of your ships, if like basically dormitories for anyone who stops in, and also for the various clones. But otherwise, it's relatively calm.
All right, I'll radio into Jenkins. Just get the readout. Is the ship refueled, ready to go?
It's refueled. They're doing final checks. There were pushing the engines as much as they did a bit of damage to the thrusters. So
I can believe that. We did try to haul ass for a while.
hauling ass as much as you guys did to get out of that battle was a bit. It strained the engines and did a little damage to the thrusters. They're mainly just trying to it's still operational, but it's not up to code to go out into space with a funky engine and damaged thrusters.
Yeah, so but it'll be all set by the time we leave
it'll be all set by probably pre-afternoon tomorrow.
Okay.
So you guys will have a bit of time around here in the morning before you're leaving.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna hang out all that late. I'll go back to my ship.
Yep.
Go back to my station, managing all that shit.
Okay. You can see the ship has by this point, because you've been here for a few hours, it's now integrated the railguns.
Awesome. I'm also gonna try and set up the TV.
Yep.
And see if I can get the VHS to play.
Yep, you can. The ship helps you. It jury rigs a few connectors and whatnot, so you can actually plug it in.
Yeah.
It uses its manufacturing stuff to basically make a regular outlet plug for the TV to plug into.
Yeah. And if it plays.
Yeah, TV is.
Well.
It's an old school TV. You click play and you realize that you have to rewind the VHS.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the ship record the whole thing, digitize it so I can put it up.
I mean, it's a VHS, so it's not the cleanest, but
yeah.
It is. I haven't watched Battlestar Galactica, so pick some episodes. It's a
the
show.
Season 1?
Yeah, it's the full season, we'll say.
Yeah, the 1970s Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, so it's
a VHS tape could hypothetically hold 3 episodes.
All right, yeah.
At
so
most.
No, they would actually hold like 4 or 5.
The Battlestar Galactica was 40.
It was up to 8 hours of video on a VHS.
That was in the 70s.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
And when it was
so
released,
that's
it was like the
90s.
entire first season was on like 3 video cassettes.
Yeah, so it's like
8 episodes.
8 episodes.
8 episodes. Okay, yeah.
How
how long are Battlestar Galactica episodes? Are they the 40-minute, the 30-minute?
40,
Okay.
just autoplays.
I think.
I don't remember. I've been years.
Let's find out.
I had a VHS player when I was little because I had a copy of a VHS of Godzilla 1985, but that was about it.
When you were little. It's just funny.
Well, I've
we
had
grew up
3.
on VHSs.
I've had 3 VHS DVD players.
My
I
dad
still
has a
have
bunch
one.
of VHSs.
I've never seen an 8-track, though.
I have.
Yeah, I can't remember one time I saw an 8-track.
1980 was when it was released.
Why did I think it was like a newer?
There's a new Battlestar Galactica from the late 90s.
Yeah.
It was made.
2000s,
It was
yeah.
2000s and 90s.
There were 24 episodes. And
Yeah, I think you're right. I remember the VHS box set. There were like 3 tapes to it.
Yeah.
The first season.
There
So
was 2 tapes for the Titanic, so come on.
that was a long movie.
It was.
Yeah, so it's like a third of a season.
Yep. So about 8 episodes.
The ship can record it off the screen pretty easily, and it even says the AI even says like I could try to touch up the video a bit, make it look a little less grainy.
sure.
And it gets to work on that, but it has also by this point integrated those railguns into it. So you gave it 8 railguns, right?
Yep.
It meshed a total of 4, but 2 each together into larger frontal-mounted ones. And
So
then
I have actual cannons.
you have pretty much rail cannons on the front. And
4
then
of them.
two big ones on the front that are comprised of 4
Oh,
littler
each.
ones that
Gotcha.
it's sort of integrated into one another.
Gotcha.
It has
So
it
2
has
large rail cannons.
2 large rail cannons. I'll say that each of them they fire in sync and that it does 2d12 damage were it to be fired.
2d12.
Those are frontal mounted, so they couldn't like wheel around to fire behind.
Yeah, they're
you.
not turrets.
However, around pretty much on the upper right, pretty much on the upper right, upper left, and lower right, lower left, are cannons that are on swivels, so they could swivel around to fire in any direction.
So I have a couple turrets.
There are maybe not like manable via person, but like swiveling turrets that could fire like behind you or to the side or whatever.
Yeah, so I have 4 turrets.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
And what are those?
I'll call
bottom or
those
top
D8s.
of the Falcon.
Just straight D8s.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could do full.
D8?
Got 4 of them.
Okay.
So now you have actual guns.
Yeah.
I'll say the big ones can probably be manually fired from the pilot's chair.
Okay.
Probably with like buttons on the steering wheel.
Yeah, but the other ones are computer controlled. And
computer controlled.
To take out targets as we go.
So now your ship has armaments. It's even trying to retrofit some spare materials into fireable ammunitions.
So, no, I apologize. It was actually broken into a 10. The set breakdown is broken down into 10 discs.
Discs?
For when they redid it in DVD.
Okay.
And they reissued it from the original VHS. Okay, so disc 1 would be Saga of Star World. Actually, it's multiple. Hold on. It's Saga of Star World, Lost Planet of the Gods, Part 1, Lost Planet of the Gods, Part 2. So that's 3 episodes.
So you're right.
So I was wrong, yeah.
Yeah, first VHS. I mean, at 40 minutes, that's a while. If they were 20,
if they were 20 or 23,
that
I would
makes
say you
sense.
could get like 5 or
yeah.
6 episodes into it. But I know the average VHS tape made at that time was only going to hold
what
like
are we looking
2
at for
3
damage?
hours.
I mean, what type of firepower am I?
I'd say yours probably have similar types of cannons, because, maybe not.
They wouldn't use rail cannons.
Oh yeah, no, they wouldn't use rail cannons. Yours has pretty standard.
Machine guns.
Basically.
Yeah, they fire.
They
They do fire all heavy caliber like artillery guns in this future. They do fire spent uranium bullets, so they're tough. And yours is fitted to load in any sort of elementally charged weaponry.
Okay. What about missiles or anything?
Missiles, you can have missiles if you want, but they're pricey to up. Like once you use them, they're gone.
Yeah.
I'd say if you could have. You've got like missile ports where you can
just
load
being a
something
fighter,
in, and I'll say you've got.
Being a fighter ship, it's got to have some more than just a machine gun.
I'd say you've got 7 missiles left
okay.
out of like a set of 10 that came with your ship, probably.
Okay.
I'll say that your.
But I can restock. I mean,
you can restock, and once you get you do you do get a communication from the main ship that once you leave the station alongside them, the payment for the trip will be forwarded to you. And that there will be an additional payment direct deposit, and there will be an additional payment once you guys reach the planet.
Okay,
so you're getting half now, half later.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm pretty good right now.
I'll say that if you wanted to write it down on your sheet somewhere, your main cannons will do 2d8 in terms of damage. They're wing mounted, like you're basically in an X-wing.
Yeah. So they aim straight.
So you've got wing mounted, straight firing. Maybe front mounted like that.
Yeah, I mean this is kind of what I went with. Just,
single it's your ship.
Single turbine.
Yep. So you got
I figured some missiles on the wings.
Yeah, you've got front mounted cannons, and the missiles are funneled out through the wings pretty much. So there's like torpedo ports on them.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. They drop down.
Yep. So your frontal guns will do 2d8 damage because they're fired in unison, and then the missiles, I'll say because they're missiles, they'll do a d12 of damage.
I'd say D12 plus 2.
Yeah, d12 plus 2, and
cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
sure you'll explain what all that means at some point.
It's just the different dice.
What dice you use? Like this is a D12.
Gotcha.
When you hit, you roll this.
12-sided die versus 8-sided die, basically.
Cool.
And I'll say maybe with the missiles you could fire 2 at once.
Okay. Awesome.
But yeah, you guys, you're leaving in the morning.
Once I have a few drinks, I'll stumble my ass back to the ship.
Yeah. You could probably handle one more before passing out.
I don't even want to roll. The dice gods have been.
I'm not looking
to
go
day.
all night.
I mean, you do have to drive, so.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta clear out my bunk because I've been stationed here for a little while.
Oh,
so I was gonna go back there.
Yeah, you can
clean everything up.
You're staying in one of like the dormitories on the. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just one backpack. It's
you grab your stuff. Some of the clones who have been living in the same area are sad to see you go.
I bet.
Like, oh man, it was so cool to have you around here, man.
29, 62, 48. Peace, brothers.
Man. See you later, man. They go for like a group hug.
Yeah.
So it's very like football jock-esque.
Yeah, no, and it's cool. I'm tall, skinny.
Like
I'm one of the guys.
Stay in contact, man. You're really cool. It's nice to have.
It looks like we'll be coming back at some point.
Nice to have some change of pace around here, because everyone here looks like us.
I love how the clones are aware of it. All right.
It was a good bump, guys. You take it easy.
So yeah,
tight.
That sounds good. All right. Yeah. So after we finish drinking, you head back watching Battlestar Galactica.
I'm just looking at images of the old Battlestar Galactica.
It's old.
And I can
Well, when did
totally
Star
see
Trek
this
come out?
entire like universe
That's
being
70s,
just like
80s.
that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Battlestar Galactica was more like Saturday morning cartoon and less, Wednesday night Star Trek.
You say so.
All right. So, anyone have any other plans for the night?
I'll check in with the security team, visit Dara for a bit.
Ship's doing good.
Okay.
You heard a few of the crew went out just to go grab supplies and whatnot.
Did my alcohol get there to help?
It did. You see, Gil's actually putting some of it away and leaves out a bottle for you.
I'll take the bottle and have a few drinks with Dara before I head to bed.
Yep. You do hear, just like as a general report, a few people went out into the station just to gather supplies.
Yep.
The pilot, after that intense driving, time spent driving, went out to grab a few drinks. So she's out at the moment, but she'll be back by morning.
All right.
But everything's going good so far.
Cool.
Anything happened before morning?
Not to you guys. It's a quiet night.
Okay.
The barracks are just as loud at night as they are in the morning, which
I'm
takes a little getting used to, but the fist fights do settle down as you guys get later into the night.
Fists turn into
quotations.
hugs. We've seen it.
I'm
sorry, man.
That and they just start rolling joints, I bet.
And it's more just like a general fuck you, and then they angrily go back to work because they know it's, technically speaking, by the station's clock, late.
Yeah.
Cool.
But by the time the artificial morning comes, you guys have about 2 hours before takeoff. The drones have done a bit of extra work on your ship.
Mm-hmm.
They've made it a lot more nicer looking on the outside. They haven't made any giant changes. A lot of the problems are more so just internal little things that could add up. So your ship looks pretty much the same.
Cool.
But you'll find when you turn it on that it's going to run a lot smoother. And I will write you out like a stat sheet for your ship.
Yeah, I'll flip
Eventually.
a coin to some of the droids.
Okay.
That's more of the joke. Like there would be another one as they're told to do this.
You flip a coin to one of the clones. He's like, I don't know what to do with this.
I feel like like pit droids. What?
You flip a coin to one of the clones. He's like, I don't know what this is. Is this a food? No. Thanks. Pockets it.
Souvenir.
Cool.
Come back in 6 months, it's framed on his wall.
But if you guys are, are you guys like staying in the ships though, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
stay on my ship.
I'll
You
stay
do
in the
notice
ship
that
back.
it's a lot quieter in the station this morning.
Like as I'm walking
Like a lot
in
less
to the
barracks
ship,
out and about doing things.
Well, as I'm going into the barracks, you haven't seen any survivors from 41.
No one's pulled in.
So I go to my ship, check it out, throw my bag in it, kind of just go check the layouts, make sure everything's still humming.
Yeah, I'll once I wake up, I'll just check the dock and visit with my crew. They're all
The
just
dock's pretty empty, all things considered. I think it was 47. No. Who was it was number 7 was the guy who was in charge.
Yep.
He isn't there.
Is there other?
Some of his crew is, though. They're still doing final
Okay.
checks.
So there is some crew
but
working.
it's a lot emptier than it was yesterday.
I think to myself, and I wonder how many of them are nursing wounds after getting in a fight with Dimitri.
Oh, yeah, Sean. Let me roll for how much money you got from that fight, right?
I didn't make anything. That was for.
That was all
Dimitri.
for Dimitri.
Oh, okay, cool. So let me roll how much money they got. Well, that's stupid. So I'm gonna roll much better. They got 72 credits in fight money.
That's it.
Good for them.
Clones don't have a lot
Maybe
in the
I
way of
should have
money.
looked at it.
Yeah, well, unlike all the rich people that
You
come
do
to
see
the
Dimitri's
fight.
nursing a few wounds, like he's got a black eye and whatnot.
Well, that's what you get when you battle a bunch of roided out clones for fun.
He won all his fights, though.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Yeah, so I guess I'll check in with you, make sure that you're good to go, let you know that the procedures, and get your information to send to the ship so that they can get you your payment once we get to the station.
Once we get off, I'll go up for a couple perimeter sweeps, check the up ahead, and then we'll team up, link up, I'll do the magnetize, and go off ship so we can get in and go over the protocol for the next docking.
Sounds good.
Well, look, you have an official crew member now. Not a fuck up like me.
Just making the
So we're partners. This from chicken all last night,
I'm
Before
just
we
trying
get...
to figure out where you guys are heading next.
Okay.
Let's take a break for a minute, though.
Yeah.
Give yourself a minute to do it, because I need to do a cigarette.
Oh yeah, we can take a break.
That's more.
I also gotta figure out what we're doing next. So
I don't need a cigarette. I'm good.
Then
I
we
wanted to-
shall
I wanted to fit some combat in here, but I'm not sure how I want it to go.
possibly return.
Yeah, and I want to take.
we have returned. You're live.
Welcome back. Alright, so it is the morning of you guys leaving this little clone run. Nice. This little clone run space station. Both of your. The Anchor has had all of its repairs done and it's been fully refueled.
That's the big ship.
Yeah, that's the big ship.
Okay.
The What the Fuck didn't need any repairs. It was in pretty much pristine position or condition.
Yep.
However, you have gained guns, so. And your ship had a lot of internal stuff. The Ramen. What was the number?
57.
The Ramen 57, little jet-shaped starfighter, has had a lot of internal work done, so it'll run a lot smoother. But it still looks a little.
It's the best average ship in the league.
It's the most average. It's the averagest ship in the galaxy.
Rami's proud of it.
And now it runs right.
That's it.
Yeah. Now the motor won't be quite as noisy.
All right, so.
Yeah. So. There's.
And your life support no longer smells like rotten cheese.
Burnt popcorn was usually the smell I was.
You get in and you start doing final checks and realize they fixed the air conditioner.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, comfortable.
Shit, everything works.
Right.
It's
like a recirculator, just uses the space cool.
All of you do receive a message from the station, just a final, we'll send like the info over to the coalition that you guys have departed from here. The boss sends his regards. He's feeling a bit under the weather. But it diverted a couple of resources to deal with a few unexpected issues as a result of having to divert a lot of resources towards your vessels.
Yeah, we stole that shit in the nicest way possible.
But the boss is always happy to meet potential contacts. Safe travels, Godspeed. And then my first thought was Ghost.
Hey, get down!
No, we're just dogs being dogs.
But final preparations are made. Everyone sort of evacuates from the hangar as they're pretty much just going to open up the door and you guys are going to sail out into open space from here. So all the different clones evacuate from the hangar as all your ships are pressurized and whatnot for zero gravity, lack of atmospheric conditions. The magnetic struts are all undone as the big bay doors open, and all the air is vacated, and your ships are left pretty much free floating in void.
Okay.
And as you start both your ships up, I won't require any piloting rolls for this. This is very basic maneuvers. As you basically pull out of this garage, the Anchor has to go first with how big it is. And as it comes out, your ship, which was sort of raised up a bit extra so they could fit into the thing, gets lowered back down into its usual position. And is also now free to detach whenever you want it to. You were kind of stuck there before.
Yeah.
And as the Anchor sort of pulls out first and reorients itself, it gets pointed in the correct direction. You guys are, at the moment, headed for Colony 30, which is pretty much on, like, dead center for interplanetary colony space.
So it's center point.
It's going to be about 2.5 weeks of travel. No stops, no stations, no colonies till you get there. Got to make up for some lost time.
And you said, what is it, 2 weeks?
2.5.
2.5.
We're approaching about the 3-ish month point of this journey at this point. There's been a lot of time passage between sessions and travel and whatnot. But as the Anchor pulls out, your ship is let go of its magnetic struts as well, and it's got some frontal thrusters that sort of help. You basically back it out of the hangar.
There you go.
And the Anchor starts going at like a slow cruising speed. You can see some light markings on it. That worked. You can see like some light markings pop up on it on the back where your ship is supposed to like meet up and dock with it.
Okay.
But that's just sort of a signal that you can when you want to. I know you mentioned like getting out ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna do some.
You can kind of do like some cruising alongside and ahead.
I do a funny swirl around the.
I did the same thing with it.
Yep, you did the exact same thing.
Like Titan 8. Go inverted. Give them a wave.
Kinda, yeah.
You can clearly see your ship do some
Oh, I'm watching on the view screen.
You can see it through the big central view screen.
Oh yeah, laughing as the ship does the whole.
I'm gonna hit it and go ahead.
Surprisingly, and then you kind of zoom off a couple clicks ahead.
Yeah, doing a perimeter.
Still visible. The lights of his engine and the thrusters are clearly visible to you, and he can see your like pretty much in like his rear cameras. You can see the anchor pretty clearly. It's a big vessel.
Yeah.
So another 2 weeks of straight travel. Do you want to just call it here? I mean, it is getting.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
I don't.
No, I figured we were wrapping up.
Unless you guys had big plans for stuff, we
No.
can call it here.
I'm gonna keep working on that costume for his
All right, yeah,
hero of space.
I'm gonna say make some sleight of hand rolls. Make a couple. Just make a couple.
I mean, if that's investigation, that's a +5.
So you're not you're
okay. That's a 17.
okay. Yeah. So it's very slow going at first because as you
I don't sew.
you got this awesome idea in your head that you wanted to make this Batman-esque almost
You described it. You gave me the idea.
Almost-
You're like some hero space
some
ranger.
almost Batman-esque cool cloaked outfit.
Yeah, space Batman.
You got it in your head, and then you realized, oh, I don't actually know how to sew.
That's when you come and talk to me. We have a 3.
So yeah, you had to do a little bit of research and figure out a few things. And
Watching instructional videos with a needle as I'm trying to figure out how to sew.
it isn't done yet. That 17 is basically you had a breakthrough, and now you're like, all right, cool. You figured out how to make a cape and some cool gloves, but it's gonna take a little while longer for you to
Okay.
make that cool costume.
I'll keep up with it. I have time.
There was anything else you wanted to do?
I have shitloads of work to do in order to keep the station going.
You do get you get royalties from all the people who owe you for the advertising because it has been about a week since you left the station. So who owes you and who owes you what?
Yeah, Sean's starting immediately in
Okay,
Ohio.
so
But it's kinda
that's
funny.
200 from just a drone.
Okay.
You remember old fun.
100 from Valentines.
Okay.
Valenti's.
A whole trade.
300,000.
Hey man, that's money.
Excuse me?
Oh no, 300 a week.
Even I was like, who's paying you?
So that's 600.
All right, you get 600 credits for the week of travel.
And then another 2 weeks of travel. That was 2 weeks to get there. So that's 1,200 actually.
Yep.
And then another 2 weeks of travel.
Well, we'll get through that.
We'll get
next
to that
session.
with next session.
But so yeah, you get an extra 1,200 credits from what you're owed.
That would be-
Alongside, if you'd like to get this stuff out of the way right away, you are eventually contacted by Barrack Prime's people to do a bit of advertising for offering the barracks out as like labor.
Okay.
They offer a 500 credit a month rate.
Okay, you got it.
Or no, sorry, a week. Because the rest are a week. It makes it easier.
Yeah.
So 500 from them.
Barracks, clones. 5
Barracks Clone
100.
Compendium.
Compendium. Nice.
It's a
week.
Fancy word.
Yeah, no, it is. Nothing wrong with that.
Damn. Yeah, so I make about as much per week as I.
Oh, and Joe, as your ship finally gets out into open space, you receive through your communicator just a sort of notification that the payment for your services has been made. So add 25,000 credits to your inventory alongside whatever you have already.
Just gotta have to put a spot somewhere and put like
Pockets.
credit.
Gonna let
Yeah,
him
that's
roll
what,
to
that's
see
what
if
I
his
did.
friend survived?
Yeah.
Huh?
Gonna let him roll to see if his friend survived. He said he left his friend back at the last station, 41.
Couple friends. Well,
Yeah.
I was stationed there
I'll
for
make a
little
few
while,
rolls
yeah.
because a few people did get out. So how many friends would you say? I'll make that many rolls. Like 3 guys?
5.
All right. So friend number 1. Yes. Also yes. Also yes. Holy crap.
It was only 10K, right? Because it's half now, half later.
No, this 25,000 is half of what you're getting all in all.
Oh,
You're getting 50 because this is a big trip to Earth.
okay.
Yep,
Well, before it was only
he gave you the
20
full. He gave you the full cut.
Oh, it was 20?
He gave you. It
Yeah,
was.
I got 25.
Yeah, he got 25. I figured it off at the same deal.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not gonna argue.
So you do also get text messages from your buddies. 3 of them piled into the same escort vehicle, pretty much.
Yeah, and
They
just
like stowed away and got out.
Stumbled out. One of those like shitty
Yeah.
ones that A lot of them didn't make it.
And then you receive reports from the families of your 2 other friends saying they did not make it out.
Yeah, just confirmed casualties.
Yeah, the first 3 rolled a 15, a 19, and a 15, and I decided that 15 was the cap. Like 15 would be like getting out of there. And the other 2 rolled a 9 and a 5. So
They did not.
Missing in action.
Oh, I also want to play video of the fight that we did see at Station 41.
Oh, like the video you might have captured of the ongoing...
Just as a report that Station 41 has fallen.
Yep, you put that out there. Oh, you should probably also start getting some revenue from all the people who are watching, right?
I haven't started a membership program yet.
Oh, okay, cool.
And
that's coming up. Right now it's
I'll
free to
roll
watch.
for ratings, I guess. Business has been kind of slow. You did blip out of radio signals for a while, so there was a little interference with your
41
stuff.
colony got wiped out, there was no relay there.
Yeah, that was the relay.
Yeah, exactly.
So viewership's a little low. You're finally starting. The signals are finally starting to get a bit more solid.
I need better transmitters.
It's less your transmitters and more like the big universal transmitter got blown the fuck up by moon terrorists.
Fucking radio
Sorry, freedom
stations.
fighters.
It depends on point of view.
That's what happens when you blow off a cell tower.
Kinda.
You guys are... Just to continue showing the map. You guys are here? Or no, sorry.
41's here. We
Yeah,
went there.
you guys were here at this little dot that's really hard to see.
Yep.
Where this arrowhead is, and you're headed to here.
To 30. Gotcha. Alright.
I figured I'd use the star map I
It
drew
works.
sort of a guide.
No, it works, so now we know where we're at. And that's good to have visual representation.
Colony 30 is one of those big city colonies, so there'll be plenty to explore and plenty to do,
Fight to stage.
probably.
Yeah. Alright, Boris, get to work.
Lugnut's Lugnut tells you he's been working on stuff all night for the Red Comet robot. He's trying to figure out what to do with the other arm, because he put the thermo punch into the other one. He's got some ideas brewing.
Make it a... Take the... You got the knuckles on there? They have like the spikes on them?
Yep.
Make it spin.
Mm.
And it's just the spinning punch.
He's working on getting some sort of electrical damage with the second hand, so he can do stuns and stuff like that.
Well, I think the Rip Cold has been awesome. See what kind of effect it damages and it weakens the metal and the struts and stuff for it?
Mm. He says he'll look into what he can do, because, better robot means better profits.
Yeah. Or, just basic pyrotechnics. It doesn't have to do any extra damage, just so long as it looks really cool.
That's true.
He comes up on the stage and small fireworks and sprinklers show up. That's actually kind of a cool point. I didn't think of that, but that's cool.
But he's been busily working, and Dimitri's pretty much fine from all those wounds he got. It was pretty much just he got a black eye from one of the clones that got a lucky hit on him. He tells you they were terrible fighters, like in hand-to-hand. But then again, he was fighting mostly dock workers, so...
I'm sure those warriors that were with Prime over there, I'm pretty sure they are not weak, and if they fought with him, that might have been a fight.
They were carrying guns that, for reference, the cannon that Dara carries, the one that I've repeatedly said is
basically
it's pretty much an artillery cannon that would be on a dropship that she's just kind of wielding.
Yeah.
They were pretty much that size.
My girlfriend in game is Dara.
They were cannons of similar size, pretty much. A lot more fancy, high-tech looking with lots of lights and stuff, not just big gun, but they looked very serious as opposed to the people that Dimitri fought, who were all
the dock
hands and random dudes who
The
heard
reject clones.
who were like, hey, this fighter guy wants to fucking fight us for money, I guess.
They were the ones that got sent to clerical.
But yeah, you guys cruise off into open space. No worse for wearing with an extra person tagging along.
Yep.
I'm actually ahead of one, but...
Oh yeah.
Yep, no, that's what we
You
figured.
can lead the way as much as you want to.
Any
before
other
you
radio
venture.
chatter? The red, I don't know what frequency they would be on, or...
They do give you passwords to get into their military frequencies, so you
Okay.
can hear what they hear. It's pretty standard.
Yeah.
There's finally a report out for what went on at Colony 41. If you guys are interested, it's.
I'll listen to it just to hear what
Most
they say.
time.
So you receive there's an official statement and then a military one. The official one was that it was a random Darksider attack because they've been getting very pushy lately. What you guys get is saying that they pretty much found out that was where you were headed next, and thought they'd get a jump start because they are well aware of how valuable this vessel is.
So it looks like we're being targeted.
Probably.
Do you inform me of that?
Yeah, once I finish up with the captain. I won't call you in the bridge, actually, because...
I mean, anyone under the anchors
I'll
in
head
flight
down.
just told us
So we're going to what station?
Looks like us the 30.
Yeah.
Should take us 2.5 weeks to get there.
Are there any other stations that are relatively in this direction?
Yeah, there's 2.
You want to...
I'll say...
We can't really... We're on a time schedule. We can't really
I'm not
delay.
saying us changing a route at all. But if they're following you and trying to get after you, then
37 and 31.
I have a public station that I can make it look like our next fight's going to the next place and we just cancel it last minute. So anyone watching my station will think we're going there instead of where we're going.
Said it was 31 and 37?
31 and 37 of it. You're pretty much going to pass between them at one point.
Which one, if I do a memory check, which one's bigger?
Which one do we want
History
to
check.
screw over?
That too.
14.
14?
The anchor, never heard of it. What are you doing?
37. 37's pretty big. It's also, to give you a frame of reference, so here's where you're headed. Here's 31, here's 37. So...
37 will cut the distance.
37 will kind of put them off your tail, whereas 31 is pretty close to 30.
I said, yeah, how quickly can you set up a fake fight?
Give me 10
Very
minutes.
quickly.
Give me 10 minutes. I just like that answer. I said that 37 will deviate from our direct course and allow us to get to 30 with no
so
issue.
we want to contact your headquarters and let them know, because if they can set a trap for them, then fantastic.
Yeah. I'll go up to the command deck and radio in direct command.
Your superiors are very happy with this information. They say they'll start trying to spread like a little bit
I
of
am going to use my
misinformation.
lucky.
Yep.
Okay. 16 plus 3. So 19 persuasion check on my...
10 minutes after this conversation, across
setting
the
up
what
a
a
fake fight to get
across
them to
the
go
what a fuck
after
network, a brand new battle between Red Comet and I don't know the robot's name yet, but it's there.
And the galactic placebo.
Sure, Red Comet versus Galactic Placebo at Colony 37 is set up, and your superiors say that they.
In other words, it's completely a fake fight.
So your superiors say they'll try to
Intercept the expected...
They'll try to intercept. They'll try to maybe spread a bit of information, and they'll try to maybe preemptively.
Want me to help? With the fake fight, like
You want to be an
I could
announcer?
launch some long distance missiles.
Oh no, we're making
A fake, no,
They're
no,
making
no.
a diversion,
We're
basically.
advertising that we're going to have a fight at this other space station while we go to a different one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's immediate. The numbers are starting to climb up now that you have a solid radio signal. So everyone knows Red Comet will be there, and the people who are chasing you know Red Comet is with you. So you think by the end of the day, pretty much all the Darksiders will be like, yes, we'll catch them unaware at Colony 37 this time.
And if I tell the command to have, as many dropship troopers as possible waiting, it'll be like
Hiding,
just,
the moon or something.
why is this ship charging? Oh, it broke apart the landing ships. Oh my god, drop troopers. That's my jam.
They say that by the end of the week, they should have 26 cruisers in the area. They ain't fucking around.
No, this colony is the safest one in the fucking world.
They just lost a colony to these guys. They say they're going to have 26 cruisers like the Anchor in the area.
I feel like we're gonna go. It's like 1 cruiser, 2 cruiser, 3 cruisers. Just all these cruisers coming right by us.
They're gonna divert an extra 2 to Colony 30 just in case.
So that we'll have some more freight defense if they do attack.
So there'll be 2 similarly classed, however, actually armed ships waiting for you guys, basically. While the other colony gets 26 that they're probably going to try to keep as hidden as they can, so that it's like, oh, the Darksiders roll up, and then it's just platoon.
Yeah. I'm just laughing because I was a dropship captain. I was a dropship lieutenant or whatever, and that's like 26 ships is approximately. Let's times that by about 120 men. So it's like
It's 120 men
per ship.
plus probably I'd say 3 medium-sized fighters that could dock on any.
Not
of
to
those
mention
ships.
the mech suits if
Not
they
to
decide
mention
to go with military
exosuits.
and the drones.
The military does use mech suits. They're a lot
Yep.
fancier than the mech fight ones. They're like more so mobile suits from Gundam,
Yeah.
basically. So if the Darksiders go to Colony 37, they're fucked.
I almost want to say, hey, let's send a couple drones on remote just over there to watch. Because that might be some
And if
interesting
they don't
combat.
go to 37 and they try to they somehow find out you guys are at 30, you'll have backup.
Yeah, so at the very least, we're not going to get swarmed to swarm like we were.
So you guys are significantly safer than you were before, and now you have like an actual fighter craft
Combat,
going
yeah.
alongside you guys.
Yep.
Not to mention the what the fuck has armaments
Now,
which is nice.
not saying
You
your
guys tell
manipulator
me all
arms that
Oh
ripped
yeah, they,
apart
you can
landing
hear them
craft are
relaying
not
their
any less a
entire
weapon.
plan. It's a lot of terminology that's kind of weird and stuff. And
Yeah.
So,
if you've got the radio going on,
Cloak
your,
and dagger, got it.
if you've got the radio going on your ship, you immediately hear the announcement of them being a Colony 37 and whatnot.
Yeah, so I get on the radio. We're not going there. What is no?
I wouldn't blame you because you're out like 200 miles ahead of us. We can just see your lights. Like so, there's some.
Yeah, so
Radar.
I explained.
Maybe.
I explained
Yeah.
to them that you're a good chunk ahead of them.
Yeah.
Like, they can see the lights from your ship, but they can't really see your fighter. You can still kind of make out the.
It's like another star.
You can kind of make out the silhouette of the anchor because it's a very large ship.
Large ship, yeah.
But you can also see all the different lights on it that are used to signal and whatnot.
Cool.
And you guys sail out into open space.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We can call it here if that's okay by you guys.
Yeah, that works, man.
And then next session will be a bit more action oriented.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Hell yeah. I got my ship.
Yep.
A Ramen 57.
Just put that on the back of your character sheet or just somewhere on it.
I'll try to have an actual stat sheet for your ship by next session. So
Yeah.
if we get around to some space combat, I can.
Yeah, I guess that's the next.
I'm still working on my new
Aerial combat.
your
That shit's
space
coming up.
Batman.
It's up to you.
Well, no, you came up with the idea. I might stick around with it, honestly, because
Oh yeah, hold on.
I'm not one for the
I mean,
limelight.
usually
but
I just wait till
I
we get to a
can't
point where I
argue
need all
with the
that, and then we figure
idea
it
that
out,
it would
but-
be
Yeah, hold
cool
on.
for your network to have a TV show of our away missions as the adventures of, whatever. I'll take the dice, brother. Go on, shift that all over.
Well, I did get a set though. Like remember?
Oh,
I
yeah,
bought-
it's over
I bought
there.
1 or 2 sets, like full
There you go.
sets from
Yeah, you
the
got this
Renaissance
is your set.
Renaissance fair. Yeah. I was looking at the metal
pencils,
ones, but
if you don't
they
need
were
them.
expensive
Yeah, I don't need it.
and heavy.
Yeah, the metal ones are always wicked expensive.
And they
Yeah, wicked, but heavy. Like it
These
didn't.
Yeah.
these were wicked expensive and they look fancy, but they're just regular plastic.
Well, no, look at
Well,
those
yeah, I
two.
mean-
They're the opposite of his.
Well, yeah.
Oh wait, yeah.
So I don't know.
They're the
Maybe
same
these.
ones.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted the green. But yeah, no, I got a full set. The only thing I would need is another 20. No, another 4. Oh wait, 212.
Yeah, you might need another set.
I don't know. There was one thing that I might need another.
I think it was your missiles.
No, ship. The Gundam.
Oh, two
2
D8s.
D8s. Unless it's
You good with
2
this, man?
because I have 2 guns. Could you roll twice?
You just roll twice.
Got you.
Your sheet,
Yeah,
brother.
no, I got you. I'm just checking out my. No, like those other ones actually did me. Shit.
All right. Well, have a good night. I'll end the stream.